flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we will start with ratification of the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Chairman, I would like to add, discussing Lisa's leaving and redoing her job description,
Okay,
so we can have that added to, figure that into the budget for today.
okay, sounds good. Anything else?
Mr. Chairman, I think it's part of the packet, but I'd like to add it officially to the agenda. Just a small discussion, short discussion on Lakeview Park project.
Okay. And I would like to add the livestock building change order. Anything else? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
By Commissioner Claris. By Commissioner White. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Years of service health insurance discussion. Joetta.
Good morning, Commissioners. Joetta Piercy, Human Resources Director. You should have all gotten the email that I sent out for our renewal. We have incurred more, we have paid out more in claims than we have paid in premiums. So it resulted in quite an increase that they quoted us if we keep our plans the same that they are now. That was a 19.3% increase that was sent to us. The copay plan is the main driving force behind the increase. I don't think without any plan changes, we're just going to keep paying more and more and more in premiums because they're not getting enough in deductibles, maximum out of pocket and cost share type things. So what I sent to you was some options that we could look at. We could look at the copay plans. We could look at increasing deductible. There is an option for $750, $1,000, or $1,250. The other is increasing the maximum out of pocket. First option is $3,750. Second is $5,000. Third option is $6,250. And then the others are increasing office visit copays from $30 to $35, increasing ER copay from $150 to $300, and then increasing pharmacy copays. So those are some things, some plan changes that we can make that affect the premiums that we would pay. The alternative copay options are 13% increase instead of 19.3, a 10% increase, or a 7% increase. When I reviewed these, I think the option with the $750 deductible for an individual, $1,500 for a family, out of pocket $3,750 for an individual, $7,500 for a family, is probably the one that's we could go to without a lot of pain.
Tell me that first one again, please. The second one was the increase in the
Oh,
copay, and the first one
plan
was-
changes. Yeah, the first one is increasing the deductible. So right now, we have a $500 deductible for an individual and $1,000 for a family, which is, with the cost of healthcare right now, it doesn't cover much. Yeah. So we could change that to 750 for an individual and 1,500 for a family.
Would it make sense to go increasing the deductible and increasing the, like your visits, like from 25 to 35?
Yep. What we have priced out here is the copay visits would go to $35. Yes.
But those are the two options though, right? You says,
Yeah, well,
would there be a combination of both of them?
it's a combination of increasing deductible, increasing out-of-pocket,
And
and copays.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
and pharmacy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I don't know what the attitude of the participants in the plan is. One of the things that I wanted to throw out there and we could run some numbers on would be if you kept the current plan, which has a 19.3% increase, if the county came out and said that we could cover X percent of that increase, and then the employees would have to cover the rest, would there be any benefit to the employees by keeping those lower deductibles, copays, and out-of-pocket maximums versus going to, for example, the one you're recommending, potentially the third line, which is a 10% increase, where the deductible would go from 500 to 1,000, the out-of-pocket would go from 2,500 to 5,000, and those kind of things. So if you used the program, if you regularly, or not regularly, but like you said before, the cost of a visit has gone through the roof, there may be some benefit for the employee to pay that difference, the 9.3, in premium out of their pocket and keep the lower deductibles versus moving up to the, what I would call the third alternate that you're offering there. Any thought on that?
Well, I guess the trouble of just shifting premiums either to us or to the employees is it's not really taking care of the root problem. Premiums will just keep increasing, whereas if you put more into, and this is happening all across, the United States, like in plans, a lot of public service plans are very rich, where they have very low copays, very low deductibles, very low out-of-pocket. And so what they're finding is employees or families aren't paying enough of the share of the cost of the care itself. So without raising deductibles, the plans aren't sustainable, really.
Well, I get that. None of these programs are sustainable, but
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it from, and I don't have the statistics, but I'm just going if as an employee you used and went up to your minimums, the difference between the current policy and the one that's being proposed is over $3,000 out of pocket, with an increase in the deductible and an increase in the copay, $250 a month. I just wondering if there would be any appetite for it. To me, I know what we can kind of afford. I'm just wondering if you take what you afford and use those dollars differently, is there any appetite for that?
Well, and the other thing is, so like, right now, an individual maximum out-of-pocket is 2,500. And if we went up to 3,750, that's like 1,250 or around in there. That's only if they use those services, so that's the other thing is out of pocket. Not everybody meets out of pocket, so it doesn't affect everybody, whereas premiums affect everybody.
I understand that.
You're having the people that use the plan more pay more of their share is kind of what that gets at.
That's why I asked if there would be an appetite for it, because I don't know that we know what our use rate is. Obviously, we've had X amount of dollars more in claims than premium paid, and that doesn't include any additional administrative costs for the plan. So even if you took all the claims and reduced them in half for 2026, you know that the provider's going to come and say, hey, well, we also need additional funds for administrative costs of the program. And they're not, according to what you showed me, I don't see that in the current, but at some point, they're going to have to do it because they need to stay in business as well.
I have the incurred loss ratio, so you can see what was paid in and paid out, if you would like that information. And I also have the deductible out-of-pocket statistics. And that was one of the things that was pointed out to me, is that the $500 deductible, 32% of our members met that are on that plan. That's very high. And it's the same for family. 10 of the family met the $1,000 limit, so that's 29%. So those numbers aren't sustainable. And so that's why with the loss, they're asking for more money in premiums to cover that this next year.
And that's pretty common. And I see a lot of organizations, excuse me, constantly, yearly, or every other year seeking out new insurance plans just to see who's gonna give them the best. It's not, I mean, you can get a good rate one year, and the next year you get a 19% increase, so
Yeah.
I guess finding what's best for Stark County, I mean, and I think people pay more for insurance than they did 5 years ago out of pocket too, so, and that's, insurance is never gonna go down.
Joetta, have you checked with ND PERS to see if we were to go back into a bigger pool of employees where we don't get a 19% increase in 1 year?
Yeah, I have their rates. The Indy PERS plan, a single is $985.46. And they just do one other plan, the family plan, whether you're employee spouse or employee children, it's $2,382.24. So this was a monthly premium more of $25,384 and an annual premium of $304,617. So
So they
there's-
don't offer anything in between. I think we've seen that when we switched, right? Is
Yeah.
They don't offer.
They only
anything.
offer
One of the reasons
two
that we
tiers.
did split.
Yeah, yeah.
What are the particulars of the Andy PERS plan as far as out-of-pocket?
If I remember, we tried to keep it very similar. It's like 5,000 or 500 deductible. I don't remember what the out-of-pocket is. Co-pays.
So our current plan is similar?
Yeah. We
For
try to match
500?
it exactly, yeah,
Okay.
except for the different tiers.
So what was the annual for the Andy PERS?
Annual, like cost, would be $1,767,948.
But then we wouldn't have the high deductible plan either, right? In the HSA? If we went to ND
Correct.
PERS?
Correct,
Because they don't offer that.
yeah.
Joetta, do you know when we need to have a decision by for the health insurance? Because I mean, I need to work it into the budget as well. I already put into our budget a 10% increase, just so that the commission knows that's already
10 or 9?
That was
You
right,
had
yeah.
9 at one point.
9 on this sheet when we were looking at longevity, but I did put in the budget workbook closer to 10.
Okay.
But there might be some adjustments that need to be made based on these numbers.
So currently, we pay the bottom of the 943.8 plus the 281.8. Or is that before the employees?
Current premiums, at the bottom, you're looking at 2025 current premiums?
Correct.
Yeah,
That's our share, that's not both the employee and the county share.
that's the whole premium. It's not split up.
Okay, so we're responsible for 90% on the single and 80% on the other.
This is what we currently pay.
Okay, the 105,6,210.
Yep, that's our.
All right.
Have we gotten any feedback from anybody else other than just today? Has this been shared with anybody?
No.
Okay.
Just you.
So the question that I would have is if we've kind of thrown in a 10% number, and that 10% number equates to 1,266,395, what's the best bang for the buck on that premium? Basically, 100,000 a month.
Now, Neil, I was looking at this, so if we did 10%, this is that
Excuse me, I-
10% over here, but then we'd be at 19.3 still at the high deductible one.
And I did the wrong math. I used the estimate number, not the total number. I should have took this times 110%.
But we would still be at 19.3 for all the people on the high deductible plan increase, no matter if we switch the other one or not.
Yeah, it stays the same,
161.
but it's still less than the other one, quite a bit.
Thoughts, comments?
I have a hard time going, we just can't go down this road of a 19% increase.
Yeah, that's,
I agree.
I mean, unfortunately, I always, in my mind, have always kind of gone with it. I mean, just natural order of things, it's a 10% increase a year.
that's double that.
Yeah, you know.
And, look into the future, what's next year and the next year gonna,
Well, it's not gonna go down. I bet you.
But how do we prepare ourselves for that,
And that's what I'm trying to say, unless we start making our employees pay more in the deductible and them out of pocket.
And I think that's obvious, but what percentage is,
Yeah.
That's
we've
one of-
always had great health insurance.
That's what I was just gonna say, we've
And-
got such a good benefit there, and all of a sudden we gotta start picking at it.
And there's been some comments, the subject line here also does say, years of service and health insurance discussion, so, there was some discussion at the last meeting about the county being able to, we proposed a years of service kind of something to help with, to offset some of these costs.
Picking up
if
more
we
of
can.
the premium. Yeah, we had, I'd given either a 2.5% deduction every 5 years or a 5% reduction every 5 years as a couple of different options.
yeah, these definitely not fun discussions to have. So, you know, and I think I would be somewhat favorable of that. I see many organizations doing some kind of years of service with their employees and helping with some of those deductibles because their cost is also going up. And they know that putting that burden 100% on the employees is not a good retention tool. But if they can help and keep that employee as well, that it's a retention tool that they're offering. So I'm open to having any of that kind of discussion as well.
Find ourselves in quite the difficult spot here. All of a sudden, you know, we've got caps to deal with.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand we're county employees and all that business, but this is not much different than the average citizens.
It is,
dealing with.
you're right.
The average citizen's dealing with the exact same problem here.
Correct.
Yep, you're right.
And just to put it out there, I know, in certain times, when times were great, it was great to hand out 3 to 5% pay increases. But now with insurance rates going up and the cost of the company and not being able to raise your rates or whatever, it's not as easy to give those because you still want to take care of the employees and stuff. So it's always a juggling game to where you're gonna put them dollars. So
Well, and I agree. I don't think it can be disputed. I think this is a great benefit that we're offering, this health insurance. And, I mean, you can always hear the argument, well, some people, the benefits aren't important. Some people, they really are.
Yeah.
Well,
I
we
think
do,
the average person, they definitely are.
Yes.
yeah, we have a number of people who don't participate in, right?
Not a large amount,
But
but
some.
some. Yeah.
So, you know, doing that insurance at the expense of salary compensation, then there's a small conflict there as well.
yeah, definitely somebody who's 21 years old with no health problems probably don't care about it. But anybody over 40, you know, that has them yearly exams they have to go to might be
Yeah,
a different
I don't know
story.
what our median age of our
Yeah.
employee is, but,
Sometimes I think it gets discounted how big of a benefit this is. I mean, this should be the first discussion before we have any salary discussions probably, because I feel like it's like, I mean, this is also an investment in your employees.
yep.
Absolutely.
Well, the way I look at it, if you look at the third, the 10% increase one, I think that takes the longevity increase discussion off the table. But if you go to the fourth column and look at the 7% increase one, I think that would open an opportunity for us to do that. Provided we had the discipline in future years to stay in that lane. And we, I don't know if we're in a position, but it may be difficult for us to implement the longevity insurance plan into this immediately, but I'm open for comments on that.
I know when we were having the compensation discussion, there was some of the longevity discussion as well. You know, we had a round table of, you know, 4 of us having that discussion. We tabled that, you know, until a later date. I mean, I would be willing to sit down and have another discussion now that some of that other stuff has been taken care of. Maybe it hasn't, but to revisit that. So,
I think our our hands have been called where now we need to accelerate those conversations based on this information. That's just my opinion. And, you know, we do have, you know, time to finalize this at our October meeting. However, everybody has had this information for at least a week. So it should have been digested and kind of analyzed, or close to a week, with some thoughts in that regard. And, you know, that October 6th meeting might be not long enough the way it is without having some direction and thoughts on this particular topic.
So, go ahead, if you have any more thoughts on this, the fourth column you were talking about, is that the 7% increase?
Well, I'm just saying, I think the 7% increase column allows us to open up discussion and adopt a longevity insurance discussion plan. If we're budgeting annually at 10%, the third column, the 10% column, makes us go outside those boundaries. And, you know, and again, it would be kind of nice to have some feedback from our people of, you know, what, if we've kind of narrowed it down those two lanes, I would be interested in hearing feedback from the participants as well.
Do we need to put a steering committee together and then get some feedback before the September 5th?
I don't know. We have employees in here today. Does anybody have comments? I'd certainly entertain them. I don't know. What's more important, I guess, to, you know, based on the dollars we have available. That's just kind of where.
The thing about, I mean, I think I already said this, but the thing about deductible and maximum out of pocket is it's insurance. So you don't know whether you're going to use it. And so there's a chance that people won't have to pay that. Whereas premium, there's no, I don't know, wiggle room there.
Right, it's a fixed number.
It's a fixed, yes, exactly, yeah. So,
So you're suggesting that it would be more palatable to lower the premium and up the deductible and copays?
yes, I mean, that's what I feel would be
Well,
more in line.
and
I would say that would be the pulse from our department as well.
okay, so lack of anyone coming up and saying that, maybe we move over to that, I hate to use the word lane, but that column, and see what those ideas and numbers look like. And the retention or long-term or years of service, you had one idea where it's per year you get more, or the other one we talked about was bracketed in 5 years, so you get a bump
I
every
think they
5
were
years.
both every 5 years. One was just a 2.5% reduction every 5 years, which took quite a long time to get to zero, and the 5% reduction every 5 years. So they were both every 5 years. I probably did do a scenario at one time that was every year,
What was it, 2.5 and what?
5%. So the 5% one, I think your single person would be paying zero premium after 10 years. Your family and other tiers would be after 20 years. Take 20 years. Whereas if you go 2.5%, you're getting out into
Yeah.
40
So
years.
could you separate those, the single policy people? I mean, if the goal is to get everybody to zero at the 20-year anniversary, could you structure it that way with the participants in the
In the single group?
single group to get to
Instead
achieve?
of 10
the-
years?
So basically, you would go up 0.5% per year. So now, that's not significant, but it doesn't force someone to file for divorce so they can get 100% insurance. But
It might encourage me to get married.
I mean, their premium is so much less than,
I think it would be fair to do 2.5 for single and 2.5 every 5 years for single and 5% for family.
I agree. That would be my mindset.
oh, I see what you're saying.
That way, at year 20, both get to zero. No other feedback.
So, couple that with the 7% increase option?
That would be that's my take on this. It allows us to stay in that 10% increase lane, where we, you know, we gotta remember, we're also trying to represent taxpayers here in the best avenue that we can. And it goes to Joetta's comment that all public entities are struggling with this right now. Not only public entities, private groups are as well.
Absolutely.
Are we looking for a motion?
Please,
So I'd make the motion with the 7% increase, with also the retention of the 2.5% every 5 years for single and 5% for families of the every 5 years for the retention discussion.
okay, we have a motion by Commissioner White.
Can that, should you put something in there that's retroactive or?
Okay, let's hold that to discussion until we get a second. Do we have a second on the motion?
I'll second it.
By Commissioner Claris. Now discussion. So your question is, are you starting from zero today, or are you starting based on your longevity as of?
Your higher date, your benefit eligible date is what we would start.
Sure, but I was wondering if that should be in the motion or not.
Oh, I see.
Okay, Commissioner White,
I
would
would
you?
add that to the motion.
Commissioner Claris, you allow, okay for that?
Okay.
Okay,
Can I ask a quick question on that? So when are you eligible? Are you eligible on the month of your anniversary? Are you eligible June 1 of the year you hit 5 years? Like, when are you eligible for this discount at 5 years?
What's easiest?
What's the
for-
definition of
Well,
benefit
easiest
eligibility?
would logically be once a year, right? But then someone who starts in November is, I mean, someone who starts in
The whole
January
year,
versus
yeah.
someone who starts in November, right? November's gonna get it sooner than the person in January, so it's not as
When-
fair, but
yeah.
it's easier.
When I
So
penciled it out, I did the month,
you did the month, which was,
yeah.
is a labor-intensive situation here, but, I mean, there you go.
It's the most fair way.
Yes.
It is the most fair way, but
Fair enough, I like it.
Okay. Any other comments, suggestions?
And we pay a month in advance, so we,
Okay.
yeah.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Commissioner White?
Aye.
Commissioner Claris?
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk? Aye. Commissioner Marsh?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carried.
And this would start with the new budget year, right?
January 1.
When the premiums, our new premiums come
Oh,
in
excuse
January?
me. When do they take effect?
The premiums start coming out in December, so.
But this is a January 2026 budget, so I would suspect, I don't want to get down in the weeds, but that would be my thought as
Yeah,
this starts.
we pay it in January, but it comes out in December, so,
Okay,
yeah. It
All
would
right.
start in December essentially.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect timing. We,
Lori.
Yeah.
won't start in December because it won't be budgeted, right? It'll start, we'll get.
Well, our insurance premiums change.
if not, we'd have to make
Everything's
an
gonna be
amendment
paid out
to the
in
budget.
January. But you know, we have to put in our premiums and things.
Correct, they
Yeah.
change in December, but they're not part of, that's part of the 25 budget, and this is a motion for the 26 budget, right? Like, we wouldn't make it. Like when our-
If you do, you would have to make an amendment to our budget for the current year.
But this is benefits. We've always paid benefits.
So the discussion is the 2026 budget,
Right.
right? So that's what the motion was made on.
Yep,
So we'll have to,
So it would be
either
starting
amend-
in January.
correct.
this-
correct.
correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. guys
Okay,
for-
it is 9:30. We have a published public budget hearing. And I would open the budget hearing. And are there any members of the public that would like to come forth and address our budget? Is there anyone from the public who would like to come forth and either on the phone, who would like to make comment on our public budget hearing? Is there anyone from the public, either in person or on phone, would like to make a comment on the public budget hearing? Hearing none, I will close the 2026 public budget hearing. Next item on the agenda is our 2026 budget review.
Can I interrupt you for just a minute, Neil?
Whoops.
I gotta run to court here for maybe an hour, and then I will be back.
Okay,
Just an FYI.
we'll put yours last. All right.
Okay, give me a second, because I'm plugging in.
Yeah, I'm gonna open up a bunch of these now. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Just have to let me know where to start, so.
All right. So we have a number of budget items that we could discuss. We can dive right into the various departments. We could discuss the spreadsheet that Karen sent out, if I can find it. Why don't we start with the departments?
Okay, just let me know which department you'd like to start with, and I'll go to that tab.
I was tempted to go backwards, but we'll start at the.
Are we-
we'll-
Start backwards.
We'll start at the,
I just gotta scroll over.
Which one are you starting with?
governing board.
See, now I'm going the wrong way. Okay,
Any comments, discussion?
for the governing board, I just kept the amounts at the same and then did a 3% increase overall for the governing board.
Any comments or discussion on that? As a matter of clarification, we can move to it or move to recommend these to our October final budget meeting. Some of them may need further work, but I guess I would suggest we try to make a recommendation on as many as we can that we're comfortable with. The proposed budget would increase the budget from 155,580 from 2025 to 159,880 in 2026 as proposed.
Now, keep in mind, this is a general fund budget, and so that's included in the general fund, FICA, health insurance, et cetera, whereas our special funds like county agent, weed, veteran services, they have their health insurance, FICA, those kind of things in retirement included in their budgets, whereas this is in a pool
Right.
for the general fund.
Got it. Okay. Looking for either a motion to adopt this or approve this, or to just table it for further discussion at our next meeting.
This one looks okay. We can just put it on the next one.
All kinds of energy this morning on this.
Make a motion to table to the next discussion.
Okay, by Commissioner White. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Claris. I think we can do this. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Human Resources is the next one I have. Any discussions on that one? Obviously, I think in all of these budgets, compensation is part of the discussion. And I don't know how we merge the two with, I mean, you've all received I don't want to use the word flex, but the spreadsheet and information on various compensation options, so.
Mr. Chairman, do you want to talk about the pay matrix at all or not?
Well, we have to at some point. I don't know how we move forward unless we do.
I feel like it's kind of quiet. Should I bring it up on the screen for for the department as we go through the budgets?
If you have that ability, I
Okay,
certainly
I
don't
sure
think it
do.
would hurt.
Okay. Let me just go over. Okay, so this one is human resources.
Oofda.
Yeah, it's a lot on there. So, and Joetta, I'm sure, has some sort of answer for this. A couple of the questions that have come up with the pay matrix, looking at different budgets, is, you know, some of the budgets, some of the departments are using a 30 million and more taxable value. Some of the departments are not using that, so they might have some very low county numbers in there. The other questions had to deal with some positions were using an average wage, whereas some positions are using a median wage. And then some positions are using an average median wage. So we don't, we were having a little hard time figuring out what was what. And I think where some of the questions come into is with this chart, when we plugged in some numbers. For example, if your number, your median is where it's at and your spread is created, it could potentially put somebody in a lower percentile. And so when their review comes back, they would get a larger increase. It turns out it's affecting the increases a little bit more than we thought. And just based on the chart. And so where human resources, for example, there's only 13 county HR directors in the state of North Dakota. And so it's only being really compared to more of a top tier, whereas some of the departments have 50-something employees through the NDACO salary survey. And so I think there's just questions on where the titles came from and how those were determined, and then which one we're using. Are we using average? Are we using median average? Or is it across all departments? I think were some of the questions.
So when you're asking where titles come from, is that, I mean, where she pulled the information for titles or where her title came from?
Yes, like what made it, who is deciding on the titles?
So I pulled some information yesterday, and I don't know if this has anything to do with it, how many director positions we have within Stark County, titles. And we have, you know, five directors within Stark County. It looks like Joetta was hired as a director position. So I don't know who, it must have been the commission that made up that job position. and hired her under a director position?
From what I recall, probably, I think that's accurate.
Okay, so I don't know where the director position would have, you know, why Stark County, you know, had a director position for an HR or not an HR specialist or what, right? I don't understand that. I wasn't here, wasn't involved in
Yeah.
those discussions.
It was part-time prior to Joetta coming on board, and so probably a whole lot less thought went into the name of the title rather than
Yeah.
the duties and responsibilities and those kind of things. So, yeah.
Because obviously
I
director
think you're
roles
accurate in that.
are much higher paying roles within any organization, so.
Yes.
So the Bureau of Labor Statistics, it's HR manager, that's all they have for HR. It's just that role.
Okay.
And everyone in the county is called an HR director, the ones that, I think there's 15 now. There was 13 at the time that this was done last year, or when the data was submitted, so.
But they also have, some of these HR directors also have HR staff, correct? Other human resource people in their department? Because
Yeah,
like
some of them
Fargo
do.
or Grand Forks or,
Correct.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. But, I mean, you can, and you're talking about whether we use the median, whether we use the average, and it's not a perfect science. Because you can see in this, the median of the HR directors in the counties is 5189. And then in overall, across North Dakota is $60. So I knew that was too high. So I just left it at the 5088.
Which equates to a 4% increase from your recommended 26 versus actual in 25.
Yep, from the matrix, if you fall with my rating, if you fall between 0 and 25th percentile, it's a 4% if you look on the matrix. So with the matrix, it matters where you were at on your salary scale and what your rating was. They both affect it.
So I think the other question we had, Joetta, is, and a lot of people have brought this up, where you came up with the 175%, so 75%.
Spread.
Yeah, where you came up with the spread.
When I originally was doing these before it was formalized, I was using 150%, and I didn't think the spread was enough because I would get feedback when I would come here that the minimum isn't low enough. Like, we want to be able to start people lower or high, or, go higher type of a thing. So that's why I made the spread a little bit larger. So it was a larger spread.
When you first started, a few years back, right?
In 21, yeah.
21, okay.
And then to change the median, to change your median to get to whatever is determined, you are just messing with the minimum, correct? Until it gets close to what the median should be based on, or average,
Correct,
or
correct.
whatever was went with.
If you want your median to be lower, then you have to start lower.
So with that being said, the mins and the maxes aren't actually any legitimate wages.
No,
They're just,
the median is
scale.
the only one, that we're focused on. And then it's an equal spread,
Either direction.
either direction.
And we had these discussions when we were putting this all together. Because there's so many variables to pull from.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell you're blue, ask why a million times until you're blue in the face. So when we put this together, I thought we were all under an agreement. And it seemed fair. Nothing's perfect. I don't know if we're gonna come up with anything perfect. And if we don't have, if that's all we're worried about is perfect, then we worry about the 1.5% increase across the board for everybody. No annual reviews. Everybody gets the same what everybody gets. So this is not a perfect way, but I think it's fair.
I think these are just some questions that have been brought up. And do you think it would make sense to do like the 30 million taxable value for the NDACO salary survey across the board on all departments? Do you think that would make a difference or?
I did not, I didn't try, I could.
Can you say that again?
So,
Go ahead. Sorry.
for positions like the auditor, the sheriff, the state's attorney, most of them are elected positions, but it does get into the tax director and the recorder also. With those positions, I found that a lot of the smaller counties don't pay the same as the larger counties do, or maybe their people work part-time. Like, it's very hard to tell how many hours somebody's, works. I always break these down into an hourly rate so we can compare apples to apples, because some people will put in, an auditor's salary of $20,000. Well, that's not going to compare, with what we're trying to do here. So one of the things that we did was just considered the auditors, sheriff, with a taxable value over 30 million. So that eliminated some of the smaller and part-time positions.
So of your 13 counties that currently have an HR director, does that position share any responsibility in those 13 counties outside of the HR responsibility?
The one I can think of is Cass County. She's also the, kind of like the county manager too. Yeah.
Because that would, I guess where I'm struggling a little bit here is when the matrix was presented to me and we adopted the matrix, we were sitting in there and all likelihood our compensation increase for most individuals would be 2.75, 3%, maybe 3.25 if you got the outstanding review or something. And now this one, the first one that comes up, we're at 4%. And so I understand you have survey information. However, it becomes, to me internally, it's like, I don't know. If you took so just to be sure, so if you took your first column way on the left and you took that number, something less than 76,960, and you took your current compensation, it would trigger it up into a higher number. It would be higher than 15% or,
It would change your percentiles, what
right,
he's
you'd be
saying.
in the different column. Instead of being in column I, you might be in column K or L or something.
Do you want me to make the median lower?
Well,
I mean, that's the only way. If you want to move me up higher in the scale, then you have to make the median lower.
Well, I think this is information. I don't know that our hands are tied, based on this information, I don't think that our hands are tied, that we don't have the ability to change compensation in any department, really.
Yeah.
We're looking, this is good information, and, you digest it and you feel comfortable with where you're going, and that's just where I'm at. I don't want our hands being tied. I want us to absorb the information and make a recommendation and decision that we feel is comfortable and is in the best interest of everybody involved.
So we did also have some discussions when we rolled this out. There may be some adjustments. There might be some, I think with Sheriff Lee's department, that there may have been some adjustments once this rolled out to get everybody on the same playing field. So this is the first year we've done this, and I do agree with you that as a commission that we can make those adjustments, but we put a lot of effort into making something fair and workable, and it looks like we're ready to want to just drop kick it before we even start it. So,
Well, and we have the other side of it too, the people that are on the high end of their scales. And according to their ratings, like we have some people that are only getting 1.75%. So if you make our merit matrix less because you don't want to give me 4% or whoever 4%, then it's going to make it less for everyone else too.
Any comments, motion?
I just want to make sure that we don't make this personal and we make it
Yeah, I
across
agree.
the board fair.
That's why we created the merit matrix, so we wouldn't have to sit here and go through every single person and
I agree.
make it feel like it's personal.
Well, and I would just define it by basically saying any individual that has the same job description year over year, I'm gonna struggle with a 4% raise.
Right.
That's my position, so.
Next year, maybe I'll be at the 25th. It won't be for me, you know, it's, and you can change the,
Okay.
it's just how the merit matrix works.
Okay, let's make a move forward here, one way or the other.
I'm the portfolio holder on that, so I would make a motion to approve the HR for 2026.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the HR budget. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
By Commissioner Claris. Roll call vote.
Aye.
Commissioner White, Commissioner Claris,
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk. Aye. Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Chair votes no, motion carries. Okay, next, auditor.
I don't want to go next. I wasn't kidding. Okay, well, so here is mine. One adjustment I did make is having some discussions with Joetta. When she did the salary range, I'll go over here to auditor real quick. You know, mine was kind of an outlier as well. Because the private sector comparables are quite a bit higher. And so what she did with mine was she did she took the average, which was 47.75, just to make things equitable across the departments, and I don't want to get in the middle of it. I would prefer just to be at the median of 45.11. So I had adjusted my pay matrix to match that. And with that being said, one thing I noticed with the STEP program versus the merit percentage program is year after year, we are probably going to have people that fall between steps. And so, like in this situation, you know, my current salary, my increase was like $600 and something. But then next year I'll probably fall between a step again. And so what I proposed is to do I think I did step 10, since I'm between steps. But I do have concerns with us year after year, and I know it's kind of a problem in the state's attorney's budget as well, of us having employees that are falling between steps. So they're not, and then if you adjust the matrix at all yearly, then you might push somebody between a step again. So I did notice that as kind of an issue. I don't know if Joetta has anything to say about that, if she noticed that as well.
I mean, I did not think of that. This is the first year we're putting it into
Yeah.
place. So my idea was that we would get somebody on a step this year. And next year, yeah, I mean, that's how step scales are, is you don't change them. You keep the same step scale for like three or 4 years before they change them. So I guess we could look at that too.
So we would only be changing the step scales, you said, every like so many years.
Well, that wasn't my intent when I started doing this, but we're probably going to run into the problem that you just said.
Falling between steps.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
have to get them on a step every year if it changes,
Can
if
you
the scale
review that
changes.
and get back to us at the next meeting on that? A way to resolve that? Without, I'm sorry, but,
Yeah,
I mean, they're either gonna have to be on a step.
I mean, these scales aren't changing that much. I think it would be fine to keep step scales at the same rate for, and look at them every 3 years, or something along that line.
That's kind of probably the only way you're gonna resolve that. I just look at people are going to
Yeah,
Clunky in
because
between.
what happens with step scales, if the scales increase, they get the increase amount and they're moved to the step, if that makes sense.
And if
And they-
that's the policy, I mean, if that's something we gotta do, we should probably update
Yeah,
that
I mean, we've
policy
never
too.
had step scales before, so
Okay,
we'd have to put that in there.
and update it. Thank you.
So with my budget, I just, for my salary, I just went with the median instead of the average. I did have discussions with Joetta about how many people were used average versus median. I don't want to get in the middle of it. So I'd rather just be at the median. And so I adjusted that, and then I would be going up to, I think I had step. Well, see, now it needs to be adjusted, I think, on hers, right? So I have to fix, this is the one that Joetta had did. So if you look, I would have fallen in step 9 and would have went to step 11. So in the way that if I adjust that down to the median, I put step 13, but it's not step 13 on here because I adjusted my 50% down to match the median. So it's actually a little bit, it's less, right? The pay raise is less this year than what it would have been if I would have left it. But I'm okay with that because I know we do have growing pains here. And so I did the adjustment, and that's where you see on the worksheet, so this is her scale. When I did it on the scale with the adjusted 50 percentile median of 4511. That's where I came up with the 98,924 in step 13. Was getting that scale median down. The only other one that I have in here that's a little different was my request for my office person, Charlotte. We started her very low. I think for a full-time employee, she's actually one of our, she might even be the lowest paid employee. She's doing a great job, and I would like to reward that accordingly, and that's what I proposed for a salary. So it's more than the 3%, but she's also was our lowest full-time employee.
So can we, I'm sorry to go back to you one more time, 98,924.80, right? And
Yep.
that's what you're proposing, that's 4556, what step is that under?
So if you,
I tried to turn around and didn't get to it quick enough.
no, it's
On that sheet, you're like a 10.5, step 10.5.
on her sheet, I would be, I'm currently between 9 and 10. And so what was proposed is to put me on the 50th percentile, step 11. Okay, initially, that's what Joetta had sent out in the sheets, using this average wage. So what my comment was, is if we adjusted the 50% down to the median wage instead of the average, so 4511, and I can actually do it on here. It's pretty somewhat close. It's close. Okay, there we go. So if I adjust my minimum down to 3280, I can get that 50th percentile to 4510, which is close to the median. So that would actually put me on the step scale, higher up in the step scale, which is fine. But I would be then between steps 11 and 12. I'm still between steps. And so I was just proposing that I go to step 13. So on her current step scale, I would have been at 99,000 something. I'm proposing that I just go to 98,924.80 and use the median.
And be step 13,
And just be step 13, yeah.
not step 10 and a half,
Say that again?
and not step 10 and a half.
Right. Which I can go back the other way, and if we followed the step program with mine, that's fine too. This was just me correcting it to the median.
Any other, excuse me, comments, thoughts?
What was that, 90, what would 95, 676, what would that have been at?
What do you mean,
This year's, if it was, this year, what stage would that been at, step would have that been at? Without adjustment to the median?
between, I think it was 9,
Okay,
let me bring it back up.
9
9,
and 10.
9 and 10.
okay.
So the initial proposed salary that came from these, for my position, was 99,385. And I'm proposing that my salary be at 98,924.80, and I adjust the median.
And that's roughly 3.5%, right?
3.3, I think, is what I
3.3?
figured out.
And then, I'm sorry, there's line 9, is that the other one you're pointing out?
Line 9, Charlotte. My admin assistant.
I don't have a problem with that one because typically your largest increase is from, your introduction or initial through year one. So I guess I don't have a problem with that one.
So, when was that assistant, when was the hire date? September 24th, so 1 year ago, roughly? So 5% would be about 2,200, 2,300. We're looking for a $7,000 increase for 12 months. And why did we hire somebody on for less than market value, is one of the questions I have. Why would you hire on somebody for,
So I brought her in very low because it takes a long time to get adjusted in the auditor's office, and I wanted to see how she did. She had to go through the presidential election with us. She had to go through a tax season with us. And I wanted to see how she held up before we proposed increasing the wage, because that is worth something in my office. So that's why she was brought in lower. I think that is financially a good decision to bring employees lower. And then after they have kind of got some time under their belt and learned things and they're able to bring more to the table, then you offer them increases.
I understand that. So it's a $3 pay increase, correct, roughly?
It's, yeah, I would say it's right in there. Yeah.
Is that pretty common with a one-year employee?
It's a 12% increase.
Well, I will point out you're proposing that same increase for other one-year employees that aren't in my department, in other departments.
I'd make a recommendation for 2% increase. Or 2.5, I'm sorry,
Recommendation or
a
motion?
recommendation.
That's less than her merit.
Well, I'm sorry, let me go here.
Yeah, what was her merit was 4, I'm assuming was 4, right?
To
She was rated a 4.
$5,200 increase, I'm sorry. $2.50.
Okay, is that a motion?
Yes, I'll make that a motion.
What would the dollar amount for that line be then?
I'll do that real quick.
2,200.
5,200 even.
So 5,960.
Yep.
Okay, we have a motion to adjust the salary administrative assistant to 50,960. Do we have a second?
A second.
Second by Commissioner Marsh. Any other discussion? Okay. Commissioner White,
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh,
Aye.
Commissioner Claris,
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Chair votes no, motion carries.
Thank you, commissioners. Are you okay with the change that I made on the line for the auditor, just so before we
am.
move on to the next one?
I am, yes.
All right, next one,
Planner,
county planner.
do we want to look at the pay matrix or the budget first?
Start with the budget. Well, we gotta plug the matrix into the budget, so let's do the matrix first.
Okay, this is the planner's matrix. Joetta, is this one where you use the average instead of the median? Do you know? $42, $23, okay. Should I go back to the budget screen?
Sure.
Okay.
Can you go back over to that one real quick?
Sure.
All right, thank you.
Keep in mind, this is a 50% reimbursed position from the city. I guess my question goes back to where we were on this topic a year ago. So we've had 3 years now under our belt with the city expanding their ETZ, which has pulled a number of the typical proposals, requests away from us into the other ones or into the city's jurisdiction. So just making sure that we're, we need somebody to do this, there's no doubt. So I don't know how you balance, I don't know, you're not gonna get somebody probably to do this work unless they're at least, 50% and shared with the city. So just opening up for comments and suggestions on this.
How much, where's Steve? Steve, how much of your time is spent with the city? You still,
Commissioners, it is 20 and 20.
okay.
Yeah, I balance it. I balance it out. Some weeks it might be a little more at one place, other weeks it might be a little more, but I'm very careful to balance it out.
And then, and your workload, who gives you the most workload?
There are different jobs, but I would say they're about the same.
Okay.
Because here I'm staffed to the Planning and Zoning Commission. So every from the beginning, anyone I talk to who wants to come in, who wants to rezone a property or get a conditional use permit or whatever, I start them from the beginning. I put the whole agenda together, send all that out, do all the advertising, do the staff recommendations, and present. So they are different. Over at the county, over at the city, I'm the Renaissance Zone Coordinator, and also I work on special projects over there. So I'd say the nature of what I'm doing, they have a full-time planner there who serves as staff to the Planning and Zoning Commission. And, I work on special projects, and also because it's a newer person, I've been described as a mentor
Okay.
to them.
And
They're different.
And I see that, and I knew they got a planner over there, but do you see anything down the road where they look at maybe some synergies, like we don't need that extra support, we got our support? Has there been any discussions?
I have not gotten that. They went ahead and asked me for a budget for this year, so
Okay.
I have not gotten anything from them that I think they're happy having, with the current setup.
Okay, thank you for your feedback.
Sure.
I'll make a motion to approve the planning budget.
I'd second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Commissioner Franchuk?
Aye.
Commissioner White?
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh?
Aye.
Commissioner Claris?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carried. Okay, state's attorney not here, let's go recorder.
Do you want me to pull up her, sorry, do you want me to pull up her
Sure.
pay matrix
Is
or
she
her
here?
budget?
Let's always
I
start
see
with the
Kim over there.
matrix, yeah.
Can you speak for a second on maybe some of, is there a retiree you got somebody retiring this year? No. The plan's on hold. I don't want to force anybody into retirement.
No, we were planning on maybe possibly doing some switching around, but she decided to stay on for another couple of years, so
Okay.
we're not changing that whatsoever.
We enjoy
That was
her.
a thought. I thought possibly it might be, but she'll be around for a couple of years yet, so.
All right. Any other feedback to yours?
I can pull up your budget. Which one would you like on the screen? This one?
You can go back and forth too, so.
So about a year ago, the Recorder Group created the PRIA local Rough Rider chapter, which our meetings are in Minot. So we do those quarterly. It's usually roughly around, I think the last one was like 260, I think was the last one, something like that, Lana, that I handed in a couple days ago. I can't quite remember. Yeah, the travel. So it's roughly about that each time I go, and that's if I haven't been able to attend a lot of those meetings, but there are a lot of good, as far as we invite all sorts of people, so like title companies, abstractors, surveyors. I mean, we do anything that, and I don't know if you guys know what PRIA stands for, but it's Property Records Information Association. So it's a lot to do with our records as far as like title companies, abstractors, surveyors, you know, a lot of that, like recording. Last week, we went to Minot, and we actually got to locate corner records out in the field with surveyors. So it was actually quite fun. And a very good, I guess, learning experience on what surveyors deal with and whatnot. So we offer different types of meetings, you know, on different topics every quarter. So usually at the next meeting, we discuss different things. So I think this was created last year, if I'm remembering right, or maybe 2023. I wasn't able to attend some of the meetings this year, but I mean, it does oppose a little bit of an increase if I have the option to attend these meetings. I would like to, so. And then our meeting, Recorder Convention is in Grand Forks this year, or this next coming year. So. But that's all I really have.
Thank you.
Well, your office is always busy, obviously. My industry is in
Absolutely.
there a lot, and when I'm in there, there's always
It's usually
stuff
pretty
going on,
hopping, you
so,
know, marriage licenses, recording, passports.
so.
And you do a fantastic job of keeping me updated on things. So I appreciate the calendar notes and stuff like that. That's very helpful.
Thank you.
Other thoughts, comments?
I'll make a motion to approve the recorder's budget.
No, second.
Motion by Commissioner White, second by Commissioner Franchuk. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Commissioner White?
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk?
Aye.
Commissioner Claris?
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh? Chair votes aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Director of Tax Equalization.
I don't know if you guys want me up here, but I'm up here anyway. The only comment I have is on the matrix or the pay scale or whatever. If you would compare my office to the same counties as Joetta's or HR, my median would go up almost $8. It's just a comment, but I don't think comparing 34 to 13 is.
So, my question, and I forgot to ask it earlier, but I had noted this. So, you're one of the more senior employees,
Thank you.
tenured
Yes.
employees. Right. And in 2025, your compensation is 86,341.43, and you are going at the end of the year get a longevity for $1,016, correct?
I believe so. I left my paperwork back there, but
So
yes.
basically, your total compensation, whether it's to you or expense to the county, is 87.5, or excuse me, about 87.4, somewhere in that range. And then under the merit proposal matrix, that would move to 88,802, which would be, quick calculations, about 1.4%. So I'm struggling with some of these. We sit there and based on information that very few of us have verified, we're pushing 4 and 3 to, you know, and this. And then here you have one at, you know, 1.4. I understand there's growing pains in doing this matrix, but I think individuals with longevity compensation as significant amounts, I think there's a little injustice there, so.
And I think that's a discussion it's commonly had. Yeah, you know, I had 17 and a half years with an organization. They hired a guy that came in making the same amount as me. So, I mean, we'll always see that for eternity, and it's unfortunate, but it's
Well, the flip side of that is also unfortunate then, Corey. If we're gonna, you know, try to make this so we don't have these uncomfortable discussions.
So some of the discussions we had last year, you know, to reiterate is, you know, what does the sheriff's department see in crudeness in this world, and what does the attorney see? What does the auditor's office involve in? What does the recorder's office? They're not the same as in the road department. They're all different. One thing they do share is a common pay structure through the payroll system. So not to say that any or the other is less than the other department, but there is, we do have to look at those that have been with the organization or the county for multiple years as well. We've got two of probably the longest employees of the county in this room today, so.
Well, and if you look at the matrix thing that Joetta did, if you look at the Association of Counties, I think the middle or median is like 40.
67.
Here's the,
Choose the Association of Counties for the tax director.
for the tax director, right here.
$40.67. But yet my median is 37.13.
4067, right? You said that?
Yep.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
I'm looking at the Association of Counties line, where it says tax director, the
Right here where I
50%
have
is
the box.
$40.87.
That is from the annual survey,
Yep,
from the survey, okay.
Right here,
yep.
this position.
And if that scale was used at 100%,
Yeah, the tax equalization
That does not
director.
mean anything. That scale is just the lowest wage reported of 1797 and the highest wage reported of 6337. So this
I don't
doesn't mean
disagree with
anything
you,
in
but that's
there.
still the Association of Counties numbers.
But that's not their median. Their median wage is 3720. That's the median wage.
If you use
between-
13 counties, it's 4510 versus 35 counties. I mean, and then them 13 counties are also ones with large cities like Dickinson, Grand Forks, Fargo, that
The third
are
and fourth
comparable
tax
to Stark versus
With over a
Slope and,
$30 million budget average. is
Yeah.
37.
So this went down to 34 instead of 53 or 50. And if you go down below, that's the closest we can get in the private sector, unless you can think of another person, is an appraiser or an assessor. And their median is 3010.
well, and we did the League of Cities ones too, that you looked at, and them were way higher too, so, which is way closer to what I do than assessor, appraiser. I mean, they're just my comments, it's,
And I appreciate it. And I know we had some discussions while we were doing this exercise that, I mean, where are we gonna pull data from? Where are we gonna source data? I mean, there's endless data out there. I mean, and we have to be accountable for, you know, the data that we say we're gonna pull from. And I thought that was established data that we were gonna pull from. There was several discussions we had on it. We can do it as a whole. We can do it as like taxable over 30 million. I don't know. I mean, there's multiple variables we can look at. Some that'll benefit some that won't benefit all, some, you know, I don't know what the real reason is, the real answer for that is.
So Corey, I just noticed where it's kind of throwing people off, because it threw me off as well, is on ours, right, when you do the median, your mins and maxes are not actual mins and maxes from survey data, right? They're all derived from the median. Whereas the chart from NDACO salary survey and Bureau of Land Statistics, you're putting the minimum salary you could find and the maximum salary you could find. So the median actually isn't necessarily at the 50th. Your columns aren't, like, it's different data. Is that correct?
No median on that middle section. I'm just highlighting where the median salary fell.
In between the low and the high.
Yes, yes.
Because when you're looking at the chart, it looks like you look straight down from the 50 percentile and you think,
Yep.
There are no percentiles.
There's just an equal distance between the low and the medium and the medium and the high, the same difference, gap.
gotcha.
So there's a tax director out somewhere in North Dakota at $17 an hour.
Yes, Sheridan County.
Oh, well, Sheridan County, okay.
I mean, it's less than Slope.
That's what I was thinking too.
I mean, Slope's the smallest.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So if you'd have thrown out the bottom 5 counties, Sheridan and McLean and,
But she did use taxable value over 30 million for hers.
oh, vote.
Yeah, she did
Okay.
use that.
Got
30
it, so
million.
that's good. So Sheridan County's taxable value is over 30 million?
Of the counties.
I think that the bottom numbers that she used is the whole state.
Got it.
So that Sheridan County 1797 is not part of the 34 counties that,
Okay. I have a budget question, since we can get off payroll.
Other one?
So we've talked about these appraisals, non-employee or non-staff appraisals. You're going, recommending from
Industrial.
40,000 to 45.5 for the industrial ones.
yep,
We approved is that the contract we approved?
correct.
Perfect, thank you.
I do know that there was some state discussion too with legislation on saltwater disposals and that the counties are gonna have to start picking up more stuff there. But we haven't, Dustin really hasn't looked at it or looked into it or anything, so I don't know if that will affect it won't for 26, but it might for 27.
Do you know how many of those we have in the county?
Saltwater disposals? I think we're taxing 4 or 5 of them. I think there was 7 at one point, but they've reclaimed a couple of them, and then there's a couple that just are very minimal.
Okay.
And they're outside of the centrally assessed
Right.
formula.
Yep,
Got it.
yep.
Okay.
Anything else for me?
Thank you for coming up, having a crucial conversation with us. Bernie's not yelling at me, so.
Thoughts, comments, motions?
I'll make a motion to approve the Director of Tax, or the Director of Tax Equalization budget.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Claris, second by Commissioner White. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Commissioner Claris?
Aye.
Commissioner White?
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh?
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk?
Aye.
Chair will vote aye. Motion carries. Easy one, elections.
Yay. So this is a pretty basic elections budget, looking at 24, looking at 22 numbers. I did, we are updating our JPAs with the cities and the schools and those JPAs will be coming before the commission in the October meeting. It's 10 JPAs, but the same language will be in all the city ones, just like the same language will be in all the school ones. And the cost proposal, after looking at the other counties, is their share of the election cost will be 40 cents per ballot cast in that district. That was the most fair way I could think. Our costs keep going up, and, you know, we needed something updated. Currently, our old agreements with the schools, for example, their share of elections was $200. And we just need them to contribute more for the ballots in their districts.
Makes sense.
Because our average cost per vote, I want to say it was well over 5, I want to say, this last election.
$5.
Oh, yeah. Because you have to think of all the ballots that we have to order in case somebody decides to vote. And then we have to throw them away. Well, shred them. But it gets very expensive.
Any other comments, questions?
2026 and 2024, so the 2024 election was an actual presidential election, right? The 2026 will not be?
Correct.
So what's the average turnout in voter of non-presidential elections? What was it last time? Was it 10,000?
Presidential is always larger. I guess I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. Our primaries are usually always quite smaller.
Size or?
The primary from a presidential to a regular year really is about the same. It's the general from a presidential to a non-presidential year. And then the costs, I mean, it's best guess scenario. We don't really know. Secretary of State was going to do an upgrade, and we had been in the process working on that with them all year. And they decided they're not ready to roll out the new voting software that we would use for the 2026 election. So now we are going back to our Voices system that we used previously, because it's not ready yet. So it's just kind of, elections are kind of a little bit of a guess cost-wise.
So I'll make the motion to approve the elections for 2026.
Motion by Commissioner White,
I'll go ahead.
second by Commissioner Franchuk. Roll call vote, Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries. Public safety. Under the sheriff on your pay matrix, I guess.
I don't know if it's hard enough to see this budget up there. I don't know if you want me to put it on the pay matrix. Do you want me to put up the pay matrix? There's too many lines. Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay. I can probably scroll down here some.
Are you expecting any retirements this year or anything that would?
Yes.
So that will affect your budget, like,
I don't believe it'll affect my budget much.
Okay. So maybe it helps to show this part of the pay matrix, kind of percentiles that they're falling in. How many employees are in the 26th to 50th percentile versus 51 to 75, 76 to max. It's hard to see this many numbers on the screen.
yes, it's confusing.
Or we can go back to the budget screen, to the 3 columns.
So we have three options here, is what it looks like.
Yeah, here. And he does have it off to the side, kind of, those are the notes, right, Corey? Those are your notes for the,
On the far right facing, those aren't my notes, those must be Joetta's notes.
Out what was merit that they earned with their performance evaluation, and what was proposed. In addition, them to the level that, Cory was proposing.
Obviously, the numbers I propose are a little bit different than Joetta's because of the way they fill into the matrix there. But if you look at the overall salaries, it's about a 3.5, on the numbers I propose, 3.5% increase. But again, please keep in mind that we got rid of differential pay, which actually drops the number down to 2.4% increase in salaries. And then on the bottom of the budget, the total budget, it's a 2.5% increase.
am I
How do
correct?
you get to 2.5? You have
3%.
a number, or excuse me, what was the number you just said?
2.5 total.
2.5 on the whole budget or just compensation? The entire
That's the whole
budget?
budget.
Total budget.
Total
It's a
budget.
2.5 increase when you compare it to 2025.
Okay. And off the top of your head, the payroll number increase is like 3.6,
Payroll.
3.3?
Yeah, not considering the subtraction of differential pay is around that 3.5%. You figure in the loss of differential pay to those who are working nights, it's 2.4% for total.
Okay, you have a number of positions in that 4 or better area. So how do you get to 2.5 or 3.3? I mean, then, so you have a number of individuals, obviously, sub 3%, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Including myself, for the record.
So the merit plus the second number is what's the second number reflect?
Additional.
Amount it takes to get to the proposed.
So that's saying that the merit is $1.01 an hour, and then to get to where Corey wants it to be, it's plus 65 cents to get that number that is being proposed.
So he's not steps or matrix, he's a combination.
So again, to remind you guys and potentially those watching or listening at home, this is again setting up that distance between ranks, between a deputy one, a corporal, and a sergeant, and then of course lieutenants and on up. If we are going into this pay matrix, which we apparently are, that you guys approved, I think this is a good jumping off point for us moving ahead. To get that rank structure spread out, again, it also accomplishes another thing. It puts us a little bit closer to some other departments, especially the police department again, who those sergeants are still making significantly more than ours. But this does put us a little more competitive between them and other departments in that 30 million plus.
But you use yours as a step. All right?
My personal one?
Yeah,
Yes.
Deputy Kaler.
Chief deputy went up more again, because we had to adjust for the, distance there between the ranks. And he is one of the well, it's not a secret, he is retiring next year, so.
So those two positions you want on the step, but everybody else on a rank based?
That, we did all elected position as step because
Okay.
they don't have evaluations done on them. And then anyone who doesn't have an evaluation, they can put on a step also. Like if they don't do evaluations. You'll see that when we get to state's attorney is also an example.
So you don't do a evaluation on your chief deputy? That's what she's saying.
Typically, we do, or I have. I don't believe I did this year because of his impending retirement. I just let her fly, but
Yeah, what discussions you gonna have with her to stay? Get it.
And Jordan, with this one, column J for the sheriff's department, that was if the sheriff's department was put into the merit and step, like this program that the other departments are in, right? Without the variances. That's what I have in column J. That's correct, right? Because you had sent me those numbers.
Yes, yeah, that's just with merit.
And then K is what Corey sent. And then L is you taking his round numbers and putting them into what it would actually be,
Oh,
correct?
okay, yep.
Okay. So that everybody knows what the three columns are.
Yeah, because we have to take round numbers and make them,
Hourly.
most of our employees are non-exempt and they're hourly, so we need to put in hourly rates for people, so, yes.
So the notes off to column M are with line L. Okay.
Any other comments?
Well, I move that we accept the budget here for public safety.
Which
Motion,
one?
motion by Commissioner Marsh, which column?
Which column?
L?
JKL?
Probably L.
Because on the bottom half, there is no change between K and L on the non-compensation salary.
Come again with that? On the bottom half, there's,
Bottom half, K, there is no difference between K and L.
2.617 each.
And L is going to be what we actually calculate. Anyway,
She just took what
From
Corey
K,
had and
yeah.
put put it into numbers that would actually go in, except for his salary, because he had proposed 108 and she
Exempt
put him on the
people
step.
can be exactly what you budget, but non-exempt, we have to put an hourly wage that calculates out times 2,080 hours.
What are the transport? Did somebody second that? If not, I'll wait
What do
for
you
a
did, Mel?
second. We have a motion for column L by Commissioner Marsh. Do we have a second? I will ask a second time for a second on Commissioner Marsh's motion. Ask for a third time for a second on Commissioner Marsh's motion. Hearing none, motion dies due to lack of a second.
What was the,
The question I had is the more of a, where does the funds for transport come from? Where are they paid out of?
They are,
Because we've talked about this a little bit.
yeah, so if you go over, they're under non-departmental expenses, under expenditures tab. Right here. This is where the budget for transports is. So if you go to your expenditures tab, scroll down a little bit to non-departmental expenses, it's right here.
Somewhere, okay, so somewhere around 90,000.
So the reason why it's under non-departmental, which, I mean, we can certainly move it over to the sheriff's, is because we don't know,
I mean, it's an unknown quantity.
right, it's an
right?
unknown dollar amount. The thing that the sheriff's department would have control over is what is being paid to
Okay.
the employees that are doing the
Yeah,
transport.
and I just want point of clarification that it is not in his budget, it is outside budget, even though his staff does primarily the majority of the transports.
okay. So to go back to the reason I stayed silent on that, we just pretty much got J and K to pick from, correct? No L? On these, because,
No. Commissioner Marsh made the motion on L, that is an option.
okay,
I think it's J or L,
J or
because
L.
K is round numbers and L is what it would actually be with 2,080
okay,
hours.
that makes sense. And then Corey, yours was the item J, right?
K.
Department head DH.
K is Corey's with the round numbers.
Okay.
Yep. Where it says department head varied.
So on L, merit and step, there's only two on step. Everybody else is gonna be merit. Correct?
Merit plus an adjustment.
Plus an adjustment. Them adjustments are all,
Just the ones noted.
so, line 8. Merit is 3.185 plus 815.
Said you're looking at line 8?
Yeah, line 8, is that, and an hourly rate, is that a 39 cent?
Hourly. Oh.
It says
The line-
815.
Rate is,
Yeah.
okay. If you go to that other spreadsheet, Karen, it would.
Go to the matrix one? Is that what you said? Do you want me to go to the sheriff one? Is that what you're saying?
He was looking at line 30, would be 34 in the matrix.
Okay. Sorry, Bernie, you might have been ahead of me, and now that I'm caught up.
I fell behind you.
I'd probably make a motion, I will make a motion for the sheriff's department to do the merit and step for the employees and approve the 2026 budget.
So we call them L?
Yes,
Okay.
I was a little behind there.
Okay, we have a motion.
Already had this motion.
Yeah,
We did.
This is deja vu all over again, right? Do we have a second? Second call for a second for the motion to approve column L
I'll second it.
by Commissioner Marsh. Any other discussion, comments, concerns? Hearing none, roll call vote. Commissioner White?
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh?
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk?
No.
Commissioner Claris?
No.
Chair will vote no. Motion fails. So my recommendation is we put this on one of the other ones that we're going to work on between now and then, unless somebody has an immediate proposal that they want to take a look at.
So if I'm going back to the drawing board, which is obviously fine, can you, I mean, do we want to discuss our hangups here or in a somewhat expedient manner so after the meeting so I can get to work on this?
I guess my challenge is the disparity on all the positions overall.
Okay.
Okay.
What was the discussion of taking the differential pay away? Well, I mean, what was the thought process behind it?
It was causing some issues in the auditor's office and a little bit with, Jesse, can you speak on that a little bit, maybe?
No?
No?
Okay.
I think most of the issues were in the record keeping.
Did we have any issues with payroll with anybody on the differential pay?
So the issues are not necessarily with the auditor's office, they're with our timekeeping program. So our timekeeping program is mostly set up and mostly works with schools, and so a differential pay, although it wasn't, I mean, Jesse and I managed it, but it requires a lot of manual entry, mostly on the part of the deputies. Now, they have to separately enter in their differential pay. So it works, it just requires some manual entry. So Jesse and I were looking at different time clock programs. We have stopped doing that currently because they're very expensive and if it's going away, right? But that's where the issue lies in clocking in. It doesn't automatically give you differential pay because it's not tied to salaries.
So that $30,000 that was budgeted for differential pay in 2025, where does that $30,000 go, Corey?
Okay, so, and part of the compromise I I mean, this was obviously a very big thing for our staff and still is. Some are upset that we're taking it away, but part of my explanation to them was that that's not recognized by your retirement. That $2, it's an extra pay basically for working nights, right? So now some of that got incorporated into the salaries to help with this spreading out between the ranks, if you will, and the others. Other went to basically as a savings to the taxpayer. Like I said, we on the salary end, we're only going up 2.4% total. When I think you're seeing the totals for most other departments going up more than that. And then again, I feel like I guess my frustration, I feel like we're being very responsible with this budget at 2.5% on the bottom number. But I do understand the commissioner's questions on this, I
So
guess.
not all 30,000 went towards adjusting salaries?
No, because that 3.5% would be considerably higher than.
Correct, okay.
But then the retirement and stuff, by putting a lot of it towards salaries, we are paying retirement out of non-departmental expenses that are outside of the sheriff's budget as well.
Correct, but
Yeah.
it's a small amount, but yes.
Any other questions? If not, we will take a 15-minute break. We'll resume at 11:15. Next, we are going to do Veteran Service Officer,
Had to skip ahead.
if I can find it.
Let me go over, it's one
Must be the last one.
Yeah.
Be at the end of the line.
After the general.
Okay, after the emergency fund, okay.
How'd you skip from the end of the line to?
I have a client waiting for me, so I need to get to work.
Call them up, tell them you're gonna be late.
I already had Wanda this week.
Maybe next year we'll just throw them all in a hat and people pick who.
There you
Because
go.
V's always gonna be the last, right?
Yeah.
We're back.
Do you want me to bring up your pay matrix?
Sure.
We're back.
Questions? Everybody's had a chance to review where we're at here?
So in this, also, the co-compensation of 8125 is due to, I'm sure everybody's aware, several counties that Jessica handles.
5 counties besides Stark County at $16.25 per county.
And none of that's increasing for any of those counties? It's staying the same?
Correct. Their joint powers agreements roll over every year unless they notify us in writing that they either want to, have a revisit with their contract.
Okay.
Service budget.
I'll
Okay.
second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Claris, second by Commissioner Franchuk. Any other comments, questions? Hearing none, roll call vote. Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
You, Jessica?
Just one note on the veteran services, and Jessica, this fine. You're good. Based on where she's at with the fund balance and where the budget's going, we will probably need to restart the tax mill for veteran services in tax year 2026. So not
2027.
tax year 2026. So this statement that goes out
Where
is
is it?
20.
This is tax year 2026.
This
what
is
we're working on.
budget 26, but tax
Tax
year
year.
2026.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yep.
I apologize.
Yep, so tax year 26 will be next
Yep, yep.
taxes. Yep.
And for but it's.
For
Budget for
budget
27.
27.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll go to State's Attorney next. Go back to State's Attorney. You can pull up the matrix. She is elected to do steps.
Amanda, did you want me to talk about some of the things that we were discussing?
Yeah, you'll probably explain it a little better than I will.
Okay, so Amanda has elected to do steps for all of her employees and not merit. So it would be the state's attorney's budget, victim witness, and then also the Vision Zero coordinator. So with that being said, this is kind of where the fall in between steps really started noticing because we have everybody on a steps in the state's attorney's budget. So she did have employees that were potentially, if they only went up to their next step, they were only looking at a $600 and something increase. I think based on what we discussed with the step maybe adjusting every 3 years as opposed to yearly, if we want to get everybody on a decent step program, you might have to this year do it might be a step and a fourth almost to get them on a step, if that makes sense. Because she did have quite a few employees that were falling between steps. What Amanda initially proposed, we had conversations. She said, you know, I was just trying to get them on a step this year, and then we'll look at it next year. So she didn't think that the commission would necessarily go with. It might be a step and a fourth. But you are gonna have employees that are only getting $600 and something, whereas the average is probably closer to 3%. And so what I would suggest to Amanda, if we are looking at getting them a step, the ones that are between, like a quarter of the way through one, bump them up to the next step for this year. And then the following year, they would be on the even step program. So they would just go up one step the following year, one step the year after that, because then they would be on a step. So that's what I would suggest for Amanda, but Amanda can go from there.
And it would be several positions or just the one position?
There's way more than
There
one.
was- I think it was almost all of them.
Yeah, it was quite a few. I mean, some of them are pretty low in that previous step, like, so their step up is within line of the 3%, right? But the ones that are high in one step and only looking at $600 is where she had a couple issues. So if we look at her budget, it's easier to see it on her sheets. One that specifically states out, you have Miss Freeman, and then it's less than 2,000 for the one above her, so she's kind of in the lower end of her step, so it's you know, more money. And then the next one that you'll see is FATH. You see how that's that's about 1,600. And then it didn't make as big a difference because they're bigger jumps, right, in the state's attorney's ones, but
Yeah, I think two of them I'm actually gonna, if you adopt this, I'm gonna have to each hand them $13 because their salary was gonna actually go down a little bit under the step thing by $13 or something like that. So, but overall, what Karen is proposing, the majority of mine would go up to that step and a quarter or whatever it is. So they'd be, I guess, I don't know. On a
so they're
better
not just
foundation
getting
for next year.
$600. Yeah. But that's up to the commission as far as the step program
So
goes.
instead of the step and a quarter, you're gonna go up one step and then one step next year?
Then next year you would just go up one.
Yes.
Right.
So essentially, we're trying to adjust for it this year to get it
Right.
on.
Onto the platform.
And your new position, legal assistant, the likelihood of that getting used or filled is?
I don't know. I've got a stack of applications I need to go through. I thought I had someone hired and then they weren't able to, so
Okay.
it's back at square one. So I am hoping, but if they do for this budget year, it'll be, you know, only a couple months, so.
I think the other thing we discussed is if the commission is okay, but I don't think that's the direction we were going, is if they're okay if people are in between and not on an exact step. That's
Well, I
if we
think
were
if
gonna
they're in
change it.
between, it's always gonna cause some kind
always
of
gonna be a
grievance of some sort. And we would rather probably not to, going further, wanna address that, so.
I'll make the motion to accept the state's attorney's proposed budget.
Motion by Commissioner Franchuk,
Second.
by Commissioner White. Roll call vote. Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries.
Now, the proposed that you have in front of you is not with the adjustments to get on the STEP program. That's the initial proposed. So that's where, like, that's not putting them on, like, that is only giving some people $600 raises. Were you intending that?
This says 2026 proposed
Yeah,
step.
it says proposed.
Yep, but this is not taking into account the people that are in halfways between.
Oh, okay.
Because you
So
didn't
you-
decide that until the auditor's budget.
So there will be.
That makes sense.
This is, I think, I only have one crumpled up little. That was what we had figured out, I think, the other day. The adjustments are pretty small.
But those are between.
But the numbers next to it were not, right?
So what, I'm sorry about
Can we
this.
approve this and then at the next one, see the final?
I think that would be nice if you want me to put it into the STEP program as we're talking about, where if you're at like a quarter of a step
Okay.
and you're moving up to the next one, let me put those numbers in here before you,
Okay.
Great.
I'm sorry about
Rescind
that.
that motion.
Well, it's always subject to change
Already voted on
anyway.
it.
Okay.
So,
Fair enough.
So we'll just,
so,
I can make the adjustments and show
yeah.
them. Are you okay with that?
yeah.
yeah, okay.
For
Building
final
and
approval.
grounds. In the time. Mr. Wayne, you can come up, you don't have to necessarily.
Yeah, because these would be between.
I don't have any questions for him on this.
Yeah, okay.
I'd make a motion to
So I have a
approve.
question. So with, and maybe this doesn't fall into this, with the way that we are thinking about redoing the fairgrounds and putting buildings and maintenance in charge of that, is that gonna affect what we have here?
Well, I think, this is my opinion, is if we do that, we just take that position that's doing the maintenance and grounds and approve that budget, but at the end of the day, it would fall and come in under here.
Yeah, and
Well,
then
that's-
we'd also have to upgrade the job description
Well,
for that
that's-
position
I
as
mean,
well.
yeah.
With the
Yep.
pay scale.
Yep, so,
So I think I'd
Well,
make
that was my question.
okay, thank you.
the motion to approve buildings and grounds for
Okay,
2026.
we have a motion by Commissioner White.
Do you want me to say anything about me having made this budget, or are you guys?
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fairly simple.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Commissioner Claris, any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion approved. Okay, let's go to disaster emergency services.
LEC maintenance?
Well, there's some other discussion going on there, so we'll just,
Can you start off with the pay structure and the percentages? I have to be reminded again this year.
The pay scale?
Yeah, on the department head. There's some shared cost?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Did you have a question on the shared cost?
Just, can you restate it?
Yeah, so the shared cost is that E EMPG grant that I get, which is up to 40% of my budget, and I believe I'd have to double check. I think that grant should be coming through soon, and I think I got up to 35,000 that we're gonna get reimbursed.
So that's why Elena adjusted her salary. She was, you know, at one time she was at 80% this budget, E911, she was at 20%, then 90, 10. Now she's doing 100% under emergency management, so she can get the full
More reimbursement,
More
and then
EMP.
also help balance that 911 budget a little bit better with our increase in the dispatcher salaries. Taking part of my salary out kind of puts more towards the dispatcher salaries, so. That was my hope, is it all evens out with more EMPG money, and then less in the 911 size helps the dispatcher salary.
and the 249 reflects the new positions that we approved at the last.
Yeah, I think the math comes out to 249. So I think I put
That's
two.
the only question I had. We added that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the emergency services budget.
I'll second.
Okay, I have one quick question before we vote. So the column J, the proposed budget, previously you had 71 in here plus 10% from 911. So just simple math, what is the difference between 25 total compensation for you versus the 81,772?
Oh, I can add them for you real quick.
I probably could too.
I was like, I appreciate
didn't-
that.
Yeah. I was gonna make it a multiple choice, but
I hate to out myself. I didn't do great in college math, so.
70. Okay, so she's going from $79,007 to the 81,772.25.
okay. I forget who made the motion.
I did.
Roll call vote, Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion carries. E911.
The only change we should see on here really is the 249 and then the moving around of the salaries.
Because you did change,
I changed the assistant.
yep,
to
from 30
50-50.
to 50/50,
Yep.
yep.
Make a motion to approve the E911 budget and salary request for 2026.
By Commissioner White. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
By Commissioner Claris. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote. Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go next, information IT.
That'd be you, Jeremiah.
I think Joetta should probably come up here for this as well.
Does he know what we put in there?
Yeah.
I think on the first line item, his merit is the first part of the equation, and then we're proposing a $2.14 increase to market to get him to at least it's 30-something an hour. I'd have to look at the other spreadsheet.
I'm gonna go to the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so he would,
Sorry, it's small, right? He goes from, it looks like, $30.
$29 to 38 per hour. And part of this, you'll see the upgrade of the wage scale. IT has different wage scales, and so we're moving him from like a systems administrator to a network administrator scale.
Wait, you said 38. I see 29 to 33.
33, didn't I say 33,
Oh,
38?
okay. 33,
Okay.
38. Okay.
Yeah, yep. Yep. Or it was from a senior technician, that was his old scale, to the IT coordinator, which is like a systems network administrator. If you'll go down if you go down a little bit, you'll see in the BLS survey, yeah, those were some comparable numbers. And then, we did the same with, the IT support tech. They were hired on that scale and then proposing that he go to the IT senior technician scale. And so, hasn't been here 6 months yet, so we're just proposing that he gets the increase.
To 2791.
Yes, thank you, in January.
So that would be at 3225 with proposed? If I'm,
I see proposed for Wentz at 2791 and proposed with,
it'll be broken down.
oh, you're talking about on that sheet? Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
on line H, I'm sorry, line H on his
There you go.
would be the merit of 3.85 on 60,320, right? And then plus another 4450 for increase to market, right? And is there a job change title? Did I,
We can change it
Is
to
it-
senior tech,
For Kelly?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this one,
so
is this more than the 27? If you go back to that other spreadsheet, now what was the total budget on that one? 6,
Are you talking, so 69, 430, 40 for 26? Is that what you mean? No, but you're proposing
but
27.
on the other one, is that this increase? And then when he hits 6 months, would he be eligible for the merit increase is what I'm getting at?
I just put in whatever you sent me.
Okay. Guess we'd have to calculate it out.
can we go back to line 5?
Sure.
I wasn't discussing Kelly, I'm sorry. Line 5,
Oh.
Jeremiah.
Okay.
He's at 6320. Yeah, with a merit of 3.85. And then plus the additional 4450. That would bring him to the 67090. It says 80, but 090. And is that a job title change from where he was at?
No, he's
It's
still
just-
IT coordinator.
Okay.
Yeah. We just changed the scale for the IT coordinator.
Okay.
When we created it, we didn't, it was new. We knew we needed an IT person. We didn't know what, exactly. The scale he was on is more like an IT senior tech. So that's essentially what we were.
That's vents up and above that are changing. Should be able to change them from your computer or one of the phones. That noise?
Oh.
What is
Sounds
it?
like a vacuum.
He always had to change them from his phone or somewhere in that room every time. Well, never mind, it's doing it itself. The air exchanger. All right.
Blame it on Beck.
Okay. So I will make the proposed to accept the IT budget
I'll
for
second that.
2026.
Motion by Commissioner White, second by Commissioner Claris to accept the IT budget as submitted. Roll call vote, Commissioner White,
Aye.
Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk,
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Chair votes aye.
Just a note on this budget, you'll see on the phone system maintenance line, on line 17, you see phone system upgrade in 2026, question mark. Jeremiah just got those numbers yesterday. We're looking at $1,000 of phone for our phone system upgrade. So that is not currently in this budget where we're probably going to have to add that for 2026.
How many phones do we have?
A lot.
How many phones do we have that don't get used?
Yeah, amen.
So I just wanted the commission to know that that is going to be an additional
You're
expense.
talking about people's cell phones, or you're talking about their
No, their work
Desk
phones.
phones.
desk phones?
Yeah.
I'd just assume,
Can we
though,
eliminate
since
them?
that's not a regular ongoing expense, I'd just as soon do that as a singular item so that
Yeah.
it doesn't get buried in the budget year after year, so. Okay, next up, we're gonna do, since Mr. Miller's hiding in the back, we're gonna do County Road. Yep, if you want. We can beat you up in the back too.
We'll point out I think, the prairie dog funding for 2026 as well.
Okay. Yeah, Prairie Dog Fund, Todd Miller, Road Operations Specialist. I guess, I'll let that open up to you, questions, or?
Just probably highlight differences, what you're also foreseeing in the next budget year.
Okay. Proposed coming up, we have 1,131, 1,131,000 expected to be coming from Prairie Dog funding for 2026, where we didn't get any in 2025, I do believe. Going forward, do you want to go all the way through each guy's salary then, or how's that?
Not unless, I mean, we can pull it up, but unless there's something that jumps out and one of the commissioners has a question.
I'm going to kind of put it on the salaries here. There you go.
So in the proposed budget there, we have road superintendent at 110,000. That was added. So I don't know where, are we filling that or not? Or are we
Yeah, I
keeping
think,
me here? Or
I think
what do you
that has
want?
to be a discussion point where we're going. You have basically served in that capacity and done very well. Not very well, you've done outstanding in my opinion. So, and yet you're down there on line somewhere 59.
Well, that's just the fun lines.
Yeah, I get it. I think, again, we have the situation where, longevity's going away for a couple of these long-term individuals. And I'd certainly, again, want to discuss that.
Well, I would agree with you. I think that it's been a good transition, although it maybe started off it appeared bumpy, but I don't really think it was
That was
that
great.
bumpy. Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah. But I think it's gone pretty darn well.
Yeah, it has.
And, yeah.
So are we talking about
We're talking about whatever you want to talk about.
making it a change in actual job description or job title for Mr. Miller?
We
or-
kept that line in there because I think that's what we're pushing for at some point.
Okay.
And don't want to not have it there so that we can't do anything next year, right?
Okay.
So that line item's there. The budget, Todd's worked really well with it, worked with HR to get his team where they need to be at. They did really well at the reviews with all their guys this year, got them in a timely fashion. It was really easy this year for the road department stuff.
So when the conversation seems to be moving towards naming Mr. Miller our road superintendent, is that where you're kind of going with this?
The conversation is that we have the money there to have a conversation,
Okay. And what
to
do you
make a
do-
change.
What do you do with Randy? I mean, Randy's been he's been elevated into a leadership role as well.
I think Randy's been, kind of consistently doing the same roles he has, right? I mean, he oversees the shop.
That's correct.
What comes in. We haven't changed a whole lot. So it's not going to be difficult to fill that position. So that's what we have right now. So even, I've gotten some of our vendors that we use, some feedback. Randy's done exactly what he's always done, so.
Well, I'd be
So-
in favor of moving Mr. Miller to the road superintendent officially.
Okay, make a motion.
I'll
second it.
Okay, so we're gonna start out with the position, and then we can talk compensation, separate conversation. Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion by Commissioner Clara, second by Commissioner Franchuk to elevate Todd Miller into the position of road superintendent.
First of all, I mean, is this something that, can we force some, would this be something you want to do? I mean, we can't just appoint somebody
We
with
gotta
that.
have some conversation there.
I guess, I don't know if you consider changing the road superintendent to like road operations director instead of a road superintendent, or is it road
What
superintendent?
does the state require from us when we put the little books together every
Road
coun-
superintendent.
Road superintendent.
So it's road superintendent?
It's
wanna
road
I'm fine with that.
Maybe you wanna be the road
It's
principal.
okay,
or
Todd.
Yeah.
Appreciate how humble you are through this
Well-
whole process, and, you know, like I said, just keeping your head down through the whole process has been really great.
Well, thank you.
Okay,
Well, we have to have I guess it's effective after we vote here, but we still have to do salary compensation.
Yep.
Discussion.
okay.
So, one
Go ahead.
more
Nope.
thing, does that throw out for the budget here, then we would just throw my out and
I don't know.
how does, I mean,
I think
or
if
do you
you,
keep both in here?
I think if you have a goal that there's potential of needing position, we need to fund it.
Okay,
At least have it there. You don't have to spend money that's there,
okay, that's fine.
you know?
I mean, if you're fine with keeping
Yeah.
it in that budget, I'm
Okay.
fine with that as well.
So, yep, so let's go, any other discussion on Mr. Miller's position? Hearing none, I think we'll do a roll call vote on this. Commissioner Claris,
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh,
Aye.
Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk,
Aye.
chair votes aye, motion carried. Okay,
Congratulations.
congratulations.
Accept that position for the record, just so-
Hey,
The director position or the
well,
superintendent?
I'll tell you, it's been being humble here. It's a little emotional because I've been here for 44 years and it was one of my dreams to become road superintendent. And I always wanted to be that, and guess I am now, and I'll accept that with,
Sometimes you gotta be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
patience
for
is-
sure.
Patience is a virtue.
Yeah, it's been a long journey. I got to had the privilege to work under my dad for 20-some years, he also worked for Stark County as well as, for 40-some years. So him and I together, we have almost 90-some years of
Oh, great.
service for Stark
That's amazing.
County, so. But thank you, commissioners, and we'll just keep moving forward with the
So
budget.
the way you're talking, the salary is really not that important if the
was
thing
gonna
is not, that you do have this
See what you offer
accomplishment.
for.
Well, yeah. A little bit
You
more
got a
money
dream-
would
you
be,
got a
yes,
dream-
would be a
you got
little
a
bit
dream
better,
come,
but-
dream come true, so I mean.
Yeah, when I first started, it was $600 a month is what I got. And all the guys that I worked with got $600 a month, and it's come a long ways. I never thought it would be this complicated. It's
Yeah.
where we're at today, but it is, and we'll just keep moving forward. And I think we're on a good run here, and I like the way this matrix is set up because it fits for our department. Just the way the guys are being divided out now with a road technician 1 and 2 and 3. So that's very important. So yes, I do accept the promotion. Thank you very much, by the way.
Almost had to make an amendment to the meeting today, so I'm glad they just threw it out there. So I'd make a motion to approve the road, county road combined.
Okay, let's,
We have to.
yeah, I think
do
we,
the
Fix
salary
some of
first.
these lines.
That's not even, it wasn't even on today's discussion list, so that's why
okay, no problem, no
we
problem.
can have it at another time.
Okay, so certainly point, I think we could kind of take care of it today if you want, but, so we have 110,000 in the line for the road superintendent. We have 89,128 in the proposed budget for Mr. Miller's position. I guess my thoughts are, Mr. Miller, we have to have a basis. I mean, he's 85,415 plus 21,16. And if it went to 89,128, his his budget would be, or his salary, let's take the road superintendent out of the conversation, he would be very, very low compensated as far as an increase. So I guess my personal position, I don't know road superintendent for Mr. Miller is a $100,000 position, but it's very close. I want to give room for growth and longevity in that position.
You want me
So
to pull up the pay scale? You can
Yes.
see.
sure.
Okay, maybe that'll help. Since we're using pay scales. Road. Okay. So if we go to road superintendent, where Todd, what's being proposed for Todd, for next year, he falls, according to this,
Right at the 50th.
does that seem like in the 50th? Yeah. So that's what you're looking at.
Yep.
So you're kind of between the 50th and 55th
Yep.
percentile. So, you know, if you go with what the increase was without a road change of, okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Does that seem right, Joetta, based on this? So if we just go off of what he's making this year at 3986, and we put that in here on the road superintendent scale, okay, 3986, he'd be between the 35th and the 40th percentile on the road superintendent scale at his current wage. So it depends what percentile you're looking at for him now that he's on the road superintendent.
Again, some of these road superintendents, is this the first one, is that surveyed information or no?
So one consideration we have to take into account for Todd would be his years of service here, right? He's not like he's a first-year road superintendent. Been on the, so, I mean, does that automatically talk about, we need to get into that 70th percent at least in that neck of the woods?
Well, in my
let's
mind, again,
roll
I'm open for discussion, but I thought in his current state, current position, new position, that the road superintendent compensation should be somewhere between 95 and 99,000. That was that gives us room and comfort for future years and future growth, so we don't have to get uncomfortable with where individuals are hitting the glass ceiling where we can't afford to compensate them, so. And it would hopefully be enough compensation to justify that position.
I'm gonna make the proposal that his salary be 100,000.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Franchuk for 100,000 for the road superintendent's position. Do we have a second?
I'd second it.
Second by Commissioner Claris. Any other discussion or comments?
What is, can we see where that puts him at?
Oops. I just,
It's kind of like the
Okay.
75th.
so you'd be, yeah, you'd be between 70 and 75th percentile. Kind of on the high end of the, you know, you're right below. Basically, you're at like the 74 percentile, because you'd be right below that 75th mark.
Can I ask, is that effective for payroll purposes now? Or, because the title's effective now, right? But is the increase effective now or in
I
'26?
think it'd be now, we have it still in the budget,
What's your
so, for this
intent of
year.
your motion?
Yes, and my motion would be effective immediately.
And we have the budget for it.
Yeah, we do in the 25 budget. Yeah.
Corey's doing some more calculations, so I'll give him a second.
I am, I'm sorry.
Commissioner White, you have other comments?
I don't have any comments.
Okay.
I just have to make a comment, is I guess we put in the budget here 110, we were to hire somebody new at 110, but we have an experienced person that's 45 years, I think there should be no problem with this.
And your motion would be that starts immediately and stays at that rate through 2026?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Roll call vote, unless I hear reason not to, is Commissioner Franchuk,
Aye.
Commissioner Claris. Aye. Commissioner White,
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh,
Aye.
and the chair will vote aye. Okay.
One other thing, what line item on line 59 should we move that
Yeah.
dollar?
I just moved it up top. I just swapped them.
I get it, but,
But we still want to
What,
keep
what do
it.
you want the dollar amount
yeah.
to be?
so we start that new one out at 40, 45, 40?
Maybe a little higher.
I don't think you have a
What's the
single
last-
road employee at
What's
40.
the rate of the latest employee we've hired?
Looks like-
Road, because you would hire somebody as an operator, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like 45,000 is right
Oh,
in there.
That's 60,000.
So 64,500.
Okay. Is that a
So
motion?
change it.
I make a motion to 64,500 to that line item.
Can I get a second on that?
I'll second that.
Okay. Roll call vote. Commissioner White,
Aye.
Commissioner Claris, Commissioner Franchuk,
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Okay. I do have one other question for you. You have equipment expense categorized at, proposed at 450,000. Do you have anything on your platter that substantiates that number?
The equipment expense or the purchases?
Oh, I'm sorry. I misread.
Equipment expense, I like to leave that at that because.
At 300?
the
No,
equi- the
equipment
Okay, yeah,
expense.
I was looking at
Yeah,
new equipment.
the equipment, we budgeted, the reason why I did that was for purchases. I know we don't wanna purchase any more equipment right now, but, we did make a motion to buy a oiler tanker, and that's like 130,000. And then there's a truck reg, vehicle, and I put in there 120,000 for that, and then a little extra just in case something came up where we needed to.
You answered my question, I'm sorry.
But-
I was on the wrong line, so not a problem,
Okay.
for me anyway.
Oh, okay. And transfer Brad as well. I'd put a new employee.
Probably the ones that are in red. Is he replacing this one that's in red, maybe? Oh, I don't have
Kinsel-
anything budgeted here.
Randy Kinsel would move him from a part-time to a full-time.
Is he full-time now?
Will be, I mean, if approved here.
Oh, okay, so his line needs to change to full-time.
Correct.
Let me make a note. And they can approve this final one at the next meeting,
Then I
so.
have a young, guy that was working for the weed department, and we would transfer him over. He's, actually, he's got his permit already for driving, and he'll be taking his driving test next week. So,
So that would fill the position that you guys
Blake.
just left open?
correct.
Okay, okay, just wanna make sure I got all my lines. Okay.
Okay.
So the only adjustment I need to make is the part-time to full-time for Kinzel, correct, on
Yep.
line 52? Then adjust the benefits. Does that sound-
Well, and then the position, Miller's position advertised at what, 62.5?
Yep, and I put that in there.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay,
Do we need to table this one till the next meeting, till the
We can.
changes are made?
we
Well,
can,
yeah, we're gonna have.
I'll make
changes.
that proposal.
okay, we have a motion table with these changes. Can I get a second? Second by Claris. Any other discussion? Roll call vote again. Commissioner
Aye.
White, Commissioner Claris, Commissioner Fanchuk.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Thank you. All right. Now we are going to go into, let's go to county jail. No salary matrix for this one.
No, this is,
I'll second.
Okay, let me take a look at that, please. Okay, you have it in front of you, motion by Commissioner Claris, second by Commissioner White. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, Commissioner Claris. Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Okay, let's go to, which other ones? LEC, it's maintenance.
do you want to do that one last, since we have this other,
Okay, we can do that.
and we can do weed and county agent maybe?
Okay, so let's go weed department. If I can find it. There it is, snuck in the middle. Okay. You want to explain your potential, you really don't have some big changes here a little bit.
The Travis Jepson, Stark County Weed Control Officer. Afternoon, commissioners. So the only big change we have in there is going to be in the chemical budget. We removed our budget for new equipment purchases and dumped that into the chemical budget in anticipation of the increased costs for chemicals in the future. It looks like they're going to take a pretty big increase.
I'm sure.
Tariffs.
So, and this would, I see this is one of the ones where we're running out of the reserve and moving into the.
Actually, opposite. So we went from being in the red with weed for a little bit there.
Couple years ago.
And
yeah.
then we got it caught up. It has a reserve, and we are not having to transfer in general funds anymore right now.
Okay,
So it's the opposite. So
I'd make a motion to approve this budget.
by Commissioner Claris, second by Commissioner Marsh. Roll call vote, Commissioner Claris, Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carried.
Thank you.
County agent. Mr. Furlick. What's that? You know, I always struggled with letters.
Kurt Freilich, NDSU Extension Agent, Stark Billings County. I believe before you is a proposed budget. Of course, we are kind of more unique than any other department due to the fact that Marilyn, myself, also Sophia, we are state employees. So there's, in Maryland, myself, it's a 50-50 split. NDSU proposed for this next legislature in NDSU a 3% salary adjustment. Okay, so 3%, and it's split, and it's only for half a year. It's a complex formula that they use there. So that's what they did. And then also we put in a 3% for our admin assistants, and that was based off the matrix that Joetta sent back to us. Other than that, it pretty well stays the same. Biggest increase in this budget is health. I put in a 15%, I don't know where, based off your earlier conversations, that'll adjust that. But I think we're gonna be right around 3 or less.
Okay.
I'd make a motion to approve the extension.
Motion by Commissioner Claris. Do I have a second?
Second.
By Commissioner Franchuk. Any other discussion, comments? Hearing none, roll call vote. Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh. Chair votes aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now Park.
This was what
So-
was originally.
Okay, so
But, so.
I have before we start on this, on the park, do we need a director's position? I mean, do we have known, there's been some talk about coordinator?
That's why I brought this events director
Yeah,
thing out.
Yeah.
I think,
I think this would be a good one to table and then still have your discussion
okay.
and bring it back.
Okay, then we can do that, yep.
Okay,
Either
because
that or
there's,
discuss it now, whatever, but
there's a
yeah.
lot of moving parts on this one, so.
Yep, okay.
I think we could make more informed decisions when we do that, if that's okay, if someone would do that for me.
I'll make that motion.
By Commissioner Marsh to table it,
Second that.
by Commissioner Claris. Roll call vote, Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Commissioner White.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. Thank you. Okay. Now are we to, which ones have we not
We
hit?
have not done, should we start from the beginning?
LEC.
Wanna do we have LEC and then we have. We can
Capital
go, we can
improvements.
do LEC and then we can talk about the LEC.
Emergency
capital
fund
improvement
too.
fund. And the
Huh?
emergency fund. We can
Emergency
put in.
fund, I think.
Okay, let's do that one first. That's an easy one.
Emergency fund?
Yeah, that's an
Okay.
easy one. Can I get a motion to,
I'll make a motion to approve the emergency fund.
A second.
the most controversial one, we
Yeah,
would
it's a
say.
big one. I would take care of it.
Okay, any other comments, questions? Hearing none, roll call vote. Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carried. Okay, got that one out of the way.
Okay, and then if you want to do LEC, that would be good. And then we'll do the capital.
Okay, so the LEC budget, they're not in alphabetical order here either,
LEC
just so everybody
maintenance.
knows.
It's by fund.
Okay,
Okay, so for the LEC maintenance budget, this is controlled by the LEC board. The commissioners on that board are Paul and Bernie, and then I myself am on that board. And then we have a Billings County representative, one SWIMC representative, somebody from the sheriff's department, and then also Elena from emergency management. These are the costs for the building maintenance portion, so this is, you have to think, there are more costs, but SWIMC has their share, we have our share, this is our share.
And this
For
is
that
just
building.
purely maintenance.
This is just maintenance.
This-
Yep, and then we do have a capital improvements that we contribute to for small projects, which we will get into because our projects over at the LEC have not been small lately. But that capital improvements line that you see for 72,000 that we contribute to over there is for things like if we needed, an elevator, that was a big wound up being bigger than we thought, but an elevator fixed. Or, these constant yearly expenses that we get, or all of the lights changed out in the building. I think that was another one. A generator. That's where that money is going.
So just a little history though. So the county contributes $6,000 a month and SWIMC contributes $6,000
Yes.
a month.
So this is only really half,
Yeah,
right? Half of the
actual fund.
the fund, the budget. And then, so this goes from here to, we move in to the LEC discussion, which,
or don't we have to approve this or not?
oh, you can, yeah, sorry.
I would make a motion to approve the LEC maintenance budget.
Okay.
Second.
By Commissioner Claris, second by Commissioner White. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries.
Okay, so then if you go over to our capital improvements budget, a few slides over, we do have a balance in our capital improvements budget, and what you'll see in line H is the LEC building, $1 million. that was just kind of an earmark so that the commissioners can see what's coming forward. And this also goes in line with our other line item of the Bank of North Dakota LEC loan. So the commissioners were provided information on two proposals that are going on over at the LEC. One is for the sanitary sewer piping replacement, phase 2. That is $589,000. And the other one is the domestic water piping alternate plan, and that is $255,000. Together is where we're looking at for these phases for the LEC building. We have had a lot of issues with the LEC building and pipes because they're old. The sheriff's office really has a fun time getting flooded on their side. It's like the joy of their life over there.
Call that flooded.
It's not even water, you know, it has been sewer water. So we do have some things to fix over there. This is tackling the project more on a larger scale because we're also doing some of the basement stuff. Now, where this comes into play for Stark County is the SWMC is made up of a bunch of owner counties, and it's based on population. Well, out of these counties, Stark County obviously has a lot of population, like 70-something% of the population with all the counties. And so that means we pay 70-something% of the share. So with that being said, SWMC was looking at an option to do a Bank of North Dakota LEC repair loan. The thing is that SWMC on its own does not have the ability, and I think we understood that, Paul, right, to apply for, because they can't use, they don't have their own tax levy. So the only way they could get that loan is if one of the major contenders, which is going to be Stark, because we're 70-something%, pledges our tax levies towards applying for that loan. So basically, Stark County would be taking the loan out.
No, they would be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I'm looking at this, and the reason why I earmarked these funds in here is because I don't necessarily think that Stark County should take out a loan for the funds and pledge our tax dollar levies. I think that we do have the money in capital improvements, and I would like us to save that as an option if we have a bigger project later on where we need to take out significant money. And I would prefer us not go down that road.
But they would pay us back.
Who would pay us back?
Well, for, I mean,
The other 26%.
the other 20, yeah.
This is our loan for our percentage.
Oh.
Yep,
All the counties would have to be standing on their own.
Okay.
Yep.
Percentage, yeah.
yep.
So do the other counties have the ability to come up with their share of this project, or do they need to figure out a way?
Well, they're all in the same boat we're in. They're in budget discussions, and everyone was taking this back to their home counties to have this discussion. So
Okay.
we will know more in our next LEC meeting.
Well,
but,
okay, so the, wherever this is, the central, okay, so we have two conversations going on here. So the first one you have is for the 589,000 from Central Mechanical to do the sanitary sewer piping replacement, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, then they gave you an alternate bid of 255,000.
Because they were trying to split it up a little bit. So the only way you fix the entire phase 2 is to put these two together, the 589 and the 255. We actually had another one too.
Initially, we started
Yeah.
paring this down, trying to get it into phases to get a more palatable number here, and that's
So it's
why.
like 900,000.
Yeah, and so it's 844,000,
Yes.
I think, is our total number here. But while you're at it, it's one of those things with the sanitary sewer, you're gonna have things open. If you can get the domestic water done as well, which also needs it, we were gonna, so we've moved forward with, at the LLC board level, we've decided to go tackle both.
Okay.
Obviously, it's gotta get paid for though.
Got it. But the question I have is, if we agree to take our portion of this out of our LEC improvements, whatever line, I forget where we're talking about.
Capital improvement.
Capital improvements
Capital
account.
improvements. what happens, I mean, so the other county's gonna have to figure this out for their portion.
For their portion, yes.
Yep.
Because our liability is 70-some percent,
Seven,
70-some
At
percent of the
72% of 844, we're right about 607.
Okay.
Is where we're at. So it's actually not, $1 million was just a marker, okay? So we could actually change that down some.
Additional, there's other projects as well,
There are,
yes. Parking lot in the back.
that's another thing.
You know, and none of us want to spend this money, but I mean, what we're looking at is deferred maintenance, and what deferred maintenance has done to us over there is put us behind the 8 ball, big time. I mean, this is, this problem's not going away, and it's just gonna be more expensive next year to get done, so.
Okay.
So this would, do we have to have a motion to?
I would think we need a motion.
I would say a motion on if the board is on board to pay for this project out of our capital improvements fund as opposed to applying for a Bank of North Dakota loan.
I do not want a loan.
No, I don't either.
Okay, so can I get a motion to that effect? I think it's a budget number, so I think that's probably, okay, unless you want to come back with something less, and then when the next project comes up,
Yep.
they come in again.
I would just say leave it at the $1 million.
It's in a good spot, right? Yeah.
I make that motion.
By Commissioner Marsh for the million. Anybody second it?
I'll second that.
By Commissioner Claris. Any other discussion, comments? Hearing none. Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Commissioner White. Chair votes aye. Motion carries.
And just so you know, anything that's coming out of capital improvements, the commission does approve, you know.
Individual bills.
Yes, yes.
All right. County jail, since we're right next
I
door.
think we got that one already.
I don't think so.
I think we were gonna go back to it, weren't we? I can't remember. No, we already did this one.
We did that one.
We did county jail, right, Lana?
Yes, we did.
That we did.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So what do we have left? That was.
We can look at victim witness if you'd like.
Actually bundled that with the state's attorney.
Yeah, but victim witness has its own
Budget.
sheet.
It's the last two tabs we haven't addressed.
Okay,
So for victim witness, I would say, you know, whatever we decide to do with the state's attorneys, if they're between a step, because she's using steps for victim witness as well, we just apply it to the victim witness budget. There's nothing kind of outlandish here except for the state, so federal funding for victim witness is not a thing right now. The state took over replacing those funds for now, but we don't know, we don't know how long that's gonna last. We don't know the answers to those questions. So just making everybody aware that we kind of know how that goes. So it's not federal anymore, it's a state grant.
is the 2026 grant secured?
Yes.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 victim witness as
by
proposed.
by Commissioner White. I have a second.
I'll second.
By Commissioner Franchuk. Any discussion, comments, questions? Hearing none, roll call vote. Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Okay, last tab, 2026 contributions.
Okay. So I did make some adjustments based on what was decided here in the last meeting, including the 1.75 for the 2026 amount for the airport, because we need to get these numbers as accurate as possible here for October. Some of the other ones, you know, I did not highlight these two because I didn't want to include them in the final numbers until you made a decision, because they're kind of outliers. We still have Dickinson Library, because it did request funds, and Home on the Range. So those are up to the commission. The other ones that we have here, I think everybody got their requests in, and so that's why I put in the receive request if it's invoiced yearly. I mean, obviously, the Dickinson ambulance is an estimate. How basically we receive those requests. The ones that requested an increase, I did put a note there as well. So, for example, domestic violence, they requested an increase, but they did not state how much. So I just put a note in there. Community action requested an increase of $10,000 from the previous year. And then the other ones stayed pretty much the same. I did get a budget from the Stark County Fair Association here about I'd say a week or so ago. And so they would like to be around their $500,000 that we've done. So that has to be included on here because we don't actually do a separate mill for the Fair Association. It's included in our general.
Okay, can you distribute that budget, please?
Say that again?
I think we have it.
I sent it to you
Oh.
in your packets under budgets.
Oh, boy, okay.
Yep. So I sent it last week and then I sent it again yesterday if you needed it.
Also in the tab after victim witness, isn't it?
On the spreadsheet one?
Yeah.
What the hey?
No, he's contributions.
Talking
You're talking about their budget, right?
Fair
That's it.
Association budget.
Yeah, that's in your email. Look at the one I sent yesterday.
This is the one you sent yesterday.
Okay, that works. Yep. And then you see funding requests, other budgets, documentation. Click on this one. That's the JDA. And then we'll scroll down.
Nope,
Nope,
that's still
JDA.
JDA.
Oh, that's the LEC. Sorry, there's a lot of them. Okay, it's the other one. Sorry. It's this one. You clicked on this one? Which one did you click on? This one?
No,
Or this
we-
one? Other? It's this one then. There you go.
Okay, got it. Oh, I did see this.
It gets to be bulky, so.
Yeah, because the airport was in there as well.
Total income, 152,870. Does that income include that mill levy?
No, it does not. She left that line blank. I noticed that, so, because they didn't know how much they were gonna get.
So,
I just based it on
Worse.
$500,000.
okay, so they're saying 100 and, let's see here, 100. Come on, baby.
I think this one would be another one to table now that we got some different information and get all of this together with these and see how we can best work this out, I guess.
Okay.
Any other questions on any other contribution requests or decisions?
Did you want to make a decision on the home on the range? So I know to include that or not
Commissioners,
include it.
what are your wishes?
I'm okay waiting until October on that one.
Okay.
So should I include it in the totals for October meeting? Because you have to approve the budget at October's meeting.
I would leave it as you have it.
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly how it is on this page.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I don't know that we need action on this one, since it's a status quo, unless someone has something that they want to do for. Okay, that would conclude all of our budget discussion, unless hearing otherwise. I would like to move into the add-on agendas. So, Mr. Claris, you want to give us Lakeview Park?
Okay, I'll try to be brief. Well, so we picked up the ball here. We're trying to get the Lakeview Park project done, and we have discovered a few things. I know that at one point there was some discussion with homeowners over at the Lakeview Estates. Is that the right name for that subdivision? I'm not even sure.
Yes.
At any rate, and we have an actual piece of playground equipment on the ground. It's actually showed up here. And so that spurred me to have a meeting with Benjamin Ray from the Dickinson Parks and Rec, along with Scott Mack, and Todd Miller was there as well. And just trying to figure out a path forward to see what we can do to get this thing installed and ready to go. And that was the deal with Dickinson Parks and Rec. That was going to be part of their in-kind contribution to this project, was their labor to install the playground equipment. Along with that, I've recruited Mel Zent from that neighborhood over there to start working on getting some quotes gathered up together for the picnic shelter. So that's in process. But through this process, I was informed that, well, I think there's maybe a bit of a gap in communication here. I was shown a picture of a set of playground equipment that was originally promised, apparently, to this bunch, that they'd all agreed that this was kind of the style and make that they were going to go for. The new piece of equipment that was actually here and delivered looks nothing like it.
So is this, the equipment that showed up, is it the same equipment that Lisa shared with us in the drawings afterwards that she was gonna purchase? Is this something that was, because we did get a diagram of what the park and the equipment looked like.
Did
Is
we
this
get a picture of what, I don't recall
don't recall.
actually ever seeing.
I'll go back and look at them. I've
seeing a
kept them
picture
all.
of it.
At any rate, there is some, so here we are. I mean, long story short, here we are. We've got I've got an invoice here for $34,743.80 for the Big Sky Playground from Willie Goat. It's been delivered. So I've done a little bit of catching up with with the distributor of this and visit with them, just so we know if we're going to make any decisions backwards here. There's a 25% restocking fee, and we've already paid about $3,000 in shipping here, and it would cost us another $3,000 to get it back to them. So it's like a $15,000 problem we have on our hands here. Plus, we have a piece of equipment that may or may not work for that site. I know that the locals, folks over there, that's not what they wanted originally, and so we have that. In addition to that, there's two other pieces of equipment for around $15,000 that have not been delivered and are on back order until November. We have the opportunity to cancel that order with no restocking fee, if we would so choose. I mean, I will just say that, you know, going back and trying to sift through the progress of the progression of this whole project and some of the numbers that were laid out initially, we never ever initially this was going to be a park and a dog park, right? Well, we nixed the dog park side of things here, and we initially had $25,000 allocated towards playground equipment. We're far over that right now. So I'm looking for some guidance here I visited with Bernie a little bit on this. I know this is your portfolio, but.
No, I'm so glad that you took control of it because, yeah. What is included in what's here? I mean, as far as if we stayed with what is here now, what would be included in what age groups or what would it?
It's a
This is what's
5 to
here.
12-year-old.
These two haven't been delivered
Yeah,
yet.
it's the Big Sky Playground. Apparently for ages 5 through 12. Okay, and like I said, and finding out a little bit more. I mean, this is this company that we purchased it from is not local, so as far as service and parts in the future, it may or may not be so good for us. And I have actually reached out to a local vendor here and gotten some more information as far as other playground structures and whatnot. So I guess.
I hate losing $15,000.
Me too.
Is this what is here?
No,
No,
That's what he's looking at.
this is what is here.
yes, yes, the Willie Goat one.
Okay, so a combination thing, slides and mostly slides.
And then these two items that haven't been delivered yet.
Well, that's a big hit for a small park.
I agree.
That's huge. I mean, that's a big hit for a small park.
I can see scrapping on the other two. I can't see adding $15,000 to another park that we would purchase if we scrap this, what we have here.
I mean, there was some options kicked around, whether or not this particular piece of equipment might fit somewhere else, or if it could be offloaded to a small city, maybe they're looking
Well,
for some,
that's, yeah.
you know, I don't know. Like I said, I guess, first of all, I'd look for some guidance or at least some recommendation to go forward and cancel those other two pieces of equipment.
And for that, I mean, I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion to authorize the cancellation of the Bounce and Balance Spring Rider and the Leap Climber. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
In the future, if we want to go there, we can look at it more.
you can
local.
always do an add-on, yeah. So I need a second on this
I would second that.
by Commissioner Claris. Any other discussion?
So neither one of them are here yet, the Leap Climber one and the Bounce and Balance Spring Rider not here.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
they're not gonna be delivered till November.
So that's our $15,000 there. And you're gonna reach out to a local
Well,
add-on builder or?
this process, I have, visiting with Dickinson Parks and Rec, and they've put me in contact with one of their vendors that they use here locally. He's out of Williston, actually.
Okay.
And he sent me some information. I'm not making any proposal to buy any more equipment, but I do have more information here as far as if we want to deal with someone locally down the road, we have an option.
So Willie Goat is gonna there's a restocking fee for something that hasn't been shipped?
No,
No.
just if we would send back what's here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they gonna refund us in full for the ones they haven't shipped? Because we have paid for them.
Yeah.
I know that. As my understanding,
About
thus far, I
15.
mean, the conversation I had with him on Friday was there was gonna be no restock fee there. I mean, this should be just an in and out for them, hopefully. If that changes, I'll let everybody know, but thus far, they're not saying anything about a
Okay.
restocking fee for something that hasn't been built yet or anything like that, so.
So, back to the budget on this.
Yeah.
So we've paid the 34,743. We think our installation and erection is basically a very small amount. We had certain dollars budgeted for this entire park. If we only go to the 34,743, where are we sitting in that? Is there any money left?
This plus you have to add in some of this $3,000 in shipping too. We actually paid this entire invoice.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. So they're not gonna probably refund us for 2,000 of that shipping, cause 3,000 is gonna go towards.
I think they used 3,000 of the shipping.
Okay,
So
got
we
it.
might get 2,000 of shipping back here. You know, with this transaction, this $50,000 transaction, all in, I think we were, in a budget of 125,000, we were already at 91,000. Which is concerning because, you know, we're still trying to get a picnic structure built out there, which I don't have any quotes for yet. There's a couple of builders that are that are interested. And, so waiting to get on that number. There's trees to plant yet. I mean, that was part of the process here, so.
So I think, you know, we paid this in full, right? So we paid the $50,693.80 in full. Obviously, they have not spent any of the money to ship them two items, so that money should come back to us of the shipping portion of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
So
don't
it
think they're
should
gonna
be-
refund what we already paid for the shipping, right?
Well, there's portion of that hasn't been applied in their books yet for shipping.
Yeah.
So it's sitting there, so maybe they should, I mean, they're not shipping anything to us for that portion. So there should be something a little over $16,000 that they should be reimbursing us for.
Yep,
Now we just have to make the decision what we're gonna do with this playground equipment.
yeah. Well, it's still potentially, if you status quo, you could still erect it this fall. But if you go to a new
Yes.
sophisticated system that you were looking at with pretty pictures,
That's a spring project at best, you
Yes,
know, and
yeah.
one of the things that, you know, Dickinson Parks and Rec was gonna dedicate some staff to us in the fall That's kind of the time they could do it, you know, versus if we were to get this delivered in the spring and have to pay for the, I mean, I was shocked, but I mean, in a typical playground setup, it's like a $25,000 bill to set up something like this.
So are we gonna lose anything in 2 weeks? I mean, some of us, this is new information. You're gonna have some additional information, now that you have the order to cancel. And, you know, I think 2 weeks from now when we meet, maybe we can, if you get some new information, we can kinda get some direction going here.
Yeah, I mean, Dickinson Parks and Rec is basically waiting for us to say, because I had told them to pump the brakes on this thing, stop everything, because they were gonna tackle this like today. They were, or yesterday, they were gonna start pouring a couple of piers or a few piers for these things, and they stopped everything, waiting for some direction from us. Yeah.
Okay.
But nevertheless, I think either way, I think sending back the equipment and taking a $15,000 hickey on this would be
I can't see that.
Yeah, I think
bad
that's a
idea.
bad decision.
We can figure something else out here.
Yep, yep.
Okay, so that's all I have. I
Okay.
just want to give you a little quick update. I
Thank
need
you.
a little direction on that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Did we vote, did,
We voted on the cancellation portion, I believe.
I don't think you did a roll call on it, though. You just had a first
Okay,
and a second.
well, we'll do it. Okay, motion
I
and
made the
second
motion
person?
and Paul seconded it.
Okay, so, let's vote on the motion to cancel the last two pieces. Commissioner Marsh?
Aye.
Commissioner Claris?
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk?
Aye.
Commissioner White?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Okay, real quickly, mine won't take long. Change orders for the livestock building, if you want to distribute. There are potential two of them. Okay, couple things. The first, change order number, we'll do number 3 first. As part of the, building permit process, they are requesting a, safety plan for the building. Basically, which is an excavation, or not an excavation,
Evacuation.
evacuation plan, and it cannot be done, it has to be professionally done. So we have a cost of $6,129. It's my recommendation, we go ahead and approve that.
Who's doing the safety plan?
GT,
I'd make that motion.
motion by Commissioner Claris,
That's second.
by Commissioner White. Roll call vote, Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
And chair votes aye. The second one is not immediate, but what I would like to do is get our, I need to look at this project and see the difference between what, this is a moisture insulation upgrade. And I need to look at it hand on hand, but I would like the authorization to move forward with it if we decide, but we would have to make that decision probably before our next meeting. And that would be an upgrade of $16,100.
And this is an insulation that wicks moisture away from itself?
Yes. And it doesn't allow it to hang up there in the ceiling, so. We're still really good shape on the budget, as everybody knows, so.
I'd make that motion.
Let's make it a contingency motion, please.
Okay, contingent upon your findings?
Or, yes. Then make sure we need it.
Yes.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Claris,
Second.
by Commissioner White. Roll call vote, Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
And chair votes aye. Okay. Commissioner Marsh.
Okay, so with our Parks Director leaving us, now is a good time to reevaluate the position and a little bit of discussion. A lot of counties are going to events coordinators or directors, events directors, and marketing. I threw this together last night, followed a lot of the city's job description with their downtown park. This is just a quick, nothing formal, nothing, I just wanted to bring this up for discussion, so we could probably, at the next meeting, decide to, have a job description and put out, the job opening. The wage would probably stay about what Lisa was getting before. A little bit more responsibilities, I think. I mean, we took away the responsibility of the grounds maintenance is not in here, but there's other responsibilities in here. So I just wanted to bring it up for discussion. I'm gonna apologize to you, President, because I know your personnel is your, and I did not discuss any of this with you. I just
No, you did. You actually,
threw it together last night, and
no, you actually told me you were going to get this, so I'm glad you did that, so.
I did visit with some of the other counties, more our size, and this is just a route that,
Yeah, so I guess my comment would, I'd like to see us study this. Part of the other things is if there was any opportunity to do some teaming up with somebody on this kind of deal, because if under the current park director position, or, you know, the buildings and the grounds were also under that, we have in front of us gonna be something to do with the Speedway. I think that needs to kind of be incorporated, where I think whoever comes forth kind of needs to take care of that themselves, so that we're not having equipment and personnel down there. So, I know this facility needs an events coordinator, and I just don't, I don't know what it looks like, so I think we should take this.
oh yeah, I was not
Yep,
expecting any
yep.
action today. I just wanted to
And then
bring
have
this
some
up. so
conversations with
at
other people.
The
some of
next
other-
meeting, so that we can get a job. It'd really be ideal if we could have somebody hired by November, but that won't happen because some of the conventions are coming on, they could round table and meet with.
Would this be a full-time position, seasonal positional?
I think.
'Cause I know-
The way this is laid out, it could be more full-time.
Okay.
But I mean, you guys study what's in here, see what kind of changes you might consider or whatever. As far as working with another entity, I guess, I don't know how that would work out.
I don't either, I'm just, ideas at this point.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess, how far do we want to get into this?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Today, I don't know.
no, not today.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just wanted to have this on your guys' plate.
Okay, well, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll move into the public comments section of the meeting. I don't think anybody filled out a card. Hearing none, I will move into two announcements real quick. Number one, our regional caucus is Thursday night in New England. Commissioner Franchuk will not be there. I will be out of state. And it's at the same place it was last year, at the
Mercantile.
Mercantile. And there's a number of resolutions that are coming up, and it's a good time to discuss those. So when you have the NDACO meeting at the end of October, you're kind of vested in those. And having,
At what time, 5:30?
6, I think it is.
6 o'clock, I believe. And then the other thing is, get yourself, if you are going, get yourself registered for the NDACO meeting, October 26th through 28th, I believe.
What is that, November what?
October
I
26th.
think we've already done.
Yeah.
Well, if you haven't, some people, she sent out Michelle sent out something that we still had a couple, so. Okay, having heard nothing else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved, do we have a second?
Second.
By Commissioner Claris, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion, meeting adjourned.